And the new season is underway. Good launch time from our pole sitter who has the lead. Victor Martins is up to second place. He moves ahead. It's going to be 3 wide in the battle for third as Taylor Barnard drops down. That is brave stuff from O'Sullivan, trying to get in the mix there. That is really aggressive stuff as he fights his way by, and that is very, very tight as well. But a great start off the line for Crawford. It was brave from O'Sullivan, our runner-up in Formula 3 last year. Crawford, then Martins, and Fittipaldi diving to the inside of 4 won't get there. Those who were brave maintaining position out front. Excellent stuff. Crawford, then Martins, then O'Sullivan, then it's Fittipaldi. Barnard fading from 2nd to 5th.
Barnard at the back end of the top 10 now, having started on the front row. We've got a virtual safety car deployed.
Now we saw, or rather heard, that there was an investigation, and that is the reason why. And Villagomez into the silver car of Cordial. Cordial out of the race, and a puncher for Villagomez. Look at what the difference that we've got here. Soaring left, soaring right, trying something that you never normally see. But this is Formula 2, and that is outrageous from Maloney. We go on board with Maloney. Got 1 position last time in turn 12. At turn number 1, it's another position gained. This is Fittipaldi putting the pressure on O'Sullivan, trying to go the long way round. He'll have good launch off the corner. He'll have the place. 4th position to Enzo Fittipaldi. Chance for Isaac Hadjar. The Red Bull Junior driver is to the inside. He gets the place away from O'Sullivan. So O'Sullivan dropping down, taking the pain at the moment. He's got a more durable tyre on the car. One of the things this car was built to do was allow close racing. We're getting exactly that. We're getting a move for 2nd place. Zane Maloney on the charge from 8th on the grid to 2nd in the race. Fittipaldi is looking in his mirrors, looking in the left one, looking in the right one. It's full of Isaac Hadjar, a driver who has Formula 1 experience thanks to free practice at the end of last year. Had a couple of sessions, has the inside line. Fittipaldi's been there a couple of times and he knows that you can brave it, that you can tough it out, but he's got no response in the Van Amersfoort racing car. And Hadjar, another driver on the charge, he has moved from 9th to 4th. Turn number 4 with the lead of the opening race of the F2 season in the balance. This is great overtaking stuff from Zane Maloney, who is momentarily in the lead, but he knows he's going to have to try the up and under. He knows he's going to have to turn the outside line to the inside to the race lead, and that is 8th on the grid to P1 in Bahrain for Zane Maloney. It's a driver with little experience there. This is Fittipaldi looking in his mirrors. And there's battles all over the road now. Pepe Marti is getting to the apex first. Pepe Marti is getting ahead of Fittipaldi. Further up the order we go. Hadjar trying to turn 4th into 3rd place. Good launch off the corner. DRS wide open is always going to help you. And Hadjar goes from 9th on the grid to 3rd position on lap 16.
Using everything at his disposal, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so.
Here we go with Pepe Marti to the inside at turn 1. That move has been coming. He parks it nicely on the apex and he takes the position away. On a great day for Campos, the Red Bull Junior drivers 3rd and 4th at the moment. This is a place on the podium up for grabs. This is a supremacy in the team in this early stages up for grabs. And wafting one to the inside and not fought at all. Don't know if he can fight it. Oh, he was trying to take a different line. He's definitely fighting it. Up to 3rd position goes Pepe Marti. He's got his teammate for company. There's the last thing that Hadjar wants is to be passed by his teammate for a place on the podium. He's looking for that at the moment, but Marti's fought his way by, and Marti's claimed a position on the podium for the moment. Nervy moments for Campos as we're about to go side by side. Who blinks first here? Who claims the place on the podium? Pepe Marti, for the moment, has fought his way through from 11th on the grid to the rostrum. It's going to be omni-fighting down to turn number 1. Hauger gets up to 6th position momentarily up against Victor Martins. When it's a traction race, he'll be by. Bortoleto, the Formula 3 champion, clears 1 car. and he gets past. They're on the same hard tyre. The next two are on tyres that are expiring, and expiring quickly. Bortoleto could get a hatful of places now, and he's trying to get past Martins and claim 7th position. When it turns into a traction race, he's going to be in the box seat and say goodbye to the yellow car. There's the example of what the hard tyres give you if you've kept them in the window, and Bortoleto will be trying to get past up to 5th. Brilliant brawling, absolutely superb scenes at Bahrain International. The two teammates go side by side at turn number 8, and you've got Bortoleto in 7th, and claiming the last point now is O'Sullivan, who darts ahead of his teammate. In his second season, he's had to wait to hear these words. The boy from Barbados will see the checkered flag first. Zane Maloney wins the opening race of the year and takes his maiden victory in Formula 2. Great moments for Rodin, who celebrate. Crawford is in second place. Pepe Marti will be on the rostrum in his first ever F2 race, and it's a traction race. It's a drag race to the line for 5th place, and it's a brilliant performance from Aaron to hang on from Bortoleto, who had the better tyres by 1/10 of a second. Hadjar was in 4th. And the driver to follow Bortoleto home was O'Sullivan. Hauger completes the points. Formula 2 is back.
Yes, mate. Well done. Well done. That was amazing.
Yes, guys, come on. Great start to the year. Obviously, the job is tomorrow, but what an amazing car you get me. Thanks a lot.
So let's confirm our first result of the year. It is Zane Maloney who takes 11 points thanks to winning and the bonus point for fastest lap. His first win in Formula 2. Then it's Jack Crawford and Pepe Marti went from 11th to 3rd. If you're taking the win in F2 2024, you deserve that smile on your face. The celebrations begin, and the top 3 gave us a race to enjoy.
Here we are going for the feature race here in Bahrain. A slightly delayed start for Gabriel Bortoleto, and that has allowed the footboy from Barbados to take the race lead. He charges past both Bortoleto and Isaac Hadjar, who's been turned into a spin. The Red Bull Junior left static coming out of turn 1. Someone colliding into him, and Zane Maloney will lead us down towards turn number 4 for the first time. A hectic start there that looks like Zach O'Sullivan. It is in second place. Dennis Hauger in 3rd. Bortoleto in 4th.
Safety car deployed, very early safety car. Watch for O'Sullivan doing a lovely, lovely job look round the outside of turn 1. Hadjar's just going to get a tap round now in the mid-corner, and he's lost the engine already.
Thank you, Bortoleto. Thank you very much.
We are back underway and racing in the Formula 2 feature race here in Bahrain, and we are side by side for P4. Gabriel Bortoleto side by side with Pepe Marti, and Marti up into 4th place, now tucked in behind the MP Motorsport car of Dennis Hauger, who's got his eyes set on a possible 2nd place, but he might lose his 3rd place as Marti tried to get down the inside. A little bit further back, that looks like Aaron fighting away a little bit further down the top 10, possibly losing positions. We're side by side for 3rd. We said that 3rd place might be under threat for Hauger. He's now lost it to Marti.
What a weekend it's been so far for Marti. Ousted his teammate earlier on in the feature race and fellow Red Bull Junior, and he's made his way back up into the podium positions yet again here. A set of lovely moves, and that's so late.
Great move there for Jack Crawford. Gets down the inside of Bortoleto, moving himself up the order nicely. It's been a poor restart for Bortoleto.
These soft tyre runners, they've got to try to make the moves early because they can't afford to be held up, and down the inside he goes into turn 10, posts it beautifully, and will have the traction on the exit.
We're side by side for 2nd. Here we see O'Sullivan defending from Pepe Marti. Switchback move enabled there for Pepe Marti, and that's going to be 2nd place for the Red Bull Junior.
Off, late one. Down the inside of Miata goes the try.
Richard Bashaw making a move there for 7th place. Makes his way down to the first corner, pulls to the outside, battle on the brakes into the first corner, and Bortoleto might make the move before they reach the apex, and that he does. Gets his head forward. Bortoleto is up into P5. He's He's waited long enough for sure to make his move on Dennis Hauger, and now Miata comes down the inside in towards the first corner. Great side-by-side action between these two. Dennis Hauger versus Ritomo Miata into the braking zone at turn 4, and Miata has been fighting his way up the top 10, and that's another place gained for the Japanese driver.
Let's watch this. Oh, and it's slow for Damson Crawford. Hand off the wheel. This is what we see so much in the early stage. He's lost the engine as well in the pit stop. Absolute disaster for Crawford in the pit lane.
A possible podium finish now being lost for Jack Crawford.
Oh.
No, Victor Martins, slow, coming out of turn 4. And this is an absolute disaster for the ART driver.
He's got no gears. You could see him trying to find a gear, and Victor Martins is out of it. Aaron looking down the inside of Hauger.
Great move from Paul Aaron, gets himself up to P4.
You're on board with the Invicta of Maney, and he's got a lot of grip and a lot of DRS, and that should be an easy move from there. Antonelli may even lose out to Bortoletto as well. Down the inside goes Marty, and that's been coming. He's been given the hurry up, and indeed he has hurried his way past on the way down towards turn 1. Second place for Marty.
They come now down towards the first corner. This is Paul Aaron versus Zach O'Sullivan for that last place on the podium, and Paul Aaron lunges down the inside, just about gets it stopped, and Paul Aaron now up into 3rd place.
There goes Colapinto down the inside. He's had enough of waiting for Hauger, and he's had enough of being under pressure from Maney, and it will be Hauger who Maney comes up against first. Bortoletto fancies a go. He says, oh, goodness me, Maney only just misses the rear of Hauger, and Bortoletto will be through up the inside, surely, on the way into turn 6.
Here they come into turn 6. Bortoletto, as you said, down the inside, almost contact between the pair, but a mistake there from Kush Maney into turn 1, and Gabriel Bortoletto helps himself into 7th. Here comes Bortoletto on the outside. Can he get through round the outside? Yes, he can. He's going to give it a go. It will be side by side in towards turn number 2. And that is a move complete for Gabriel Bortoletto.
And Maney's going to have the run as well, surely, as they head down towards turn 4. Over the runoff, over the dust and dirt went Hauger. And it will be Maney who's through as well. Both Invictas pass.
Colapinto, that's defending from Bortoletto. For now, they stay as they are, but will that change on the exit? Yes, Bortoletto has a great run on the exit of the corner, and that's another position gained. They're side by side through turn 6, and Gabriel Bortoletto now into P5. Zane Maloney is going to do the double, and you couldn't get more of a perfect start to a championship than that. Zane Maloney comes across the line to win the feature race here in Bahrain. Full points on the board for the road and motorsport driver. Sprint race win and feature race win. A drag race up to the line between Zach O'Sullivan and Gabriel Bortoletto for P4. O'Sullivan just holds on, but it's the boy from Barbados on the top step of the podium. Zane Maloney, unbeatable in Bahrain. He takes the double and full points in the first round of the season. Pepe Marti, 2 podiums for him as well, will shoot him right up the standings as we leave the first round. Paul Aaron, podium to get his first season in Formula 2 started. Boy from Barbados joining the likes of Felipe Drogovic and the most recent Ollie Behrman, who did the double, of course, in Baku last year. Now the champagne sprays in Bahrain, big celebrations on there, particularly for our winner, who stands on the top step in both races.
We're underway in Saudi Arabia for Formula 2. Poor launch off the line for Antonelli. Lead retained for Aaron into turn number 1. Then it's for sure trying to go bold around the outside and take P3. It's Hauger. He won't get there initially. It's Hadjar hanging on to it. Contact off the road. There's a bit of debris heading towards our camera down there. It's Aaron. Then it's for sure. Then we have Hadjar. There was no successful bid for the MP Motorsport car of Dennis Hauger, but there was contact further back.
And I think it's Victor Martins. Victor Martins falling through the field with damage. Also looked to be contact for Antonelli as well after a difficult start to the race. And Amazing job, though, from Aaron to retain the lead as they head down towards turn 13.
Two cars stranded on the line, and would you believe it, they're different teams, but they're part of the same academy. Left on the line, Colapinto and O'Sullivan, and because we have two stranded cars, we have a safety car deployed, and that is getting out of the car, Victor Martins, who's had contact at the start of the race, and his race is run.
Wow, there's the contact for Martins, which was just off screen, slammed into the outside wall through the exit of turn 2. And then let's see, so there's a bit of contact with the dams in the... Oh.
Got hit by Antonelli.
15 laps to go. Couldn't work into turn 27. What about into turn number 1? The answer, also no. It's a different story for Maloney. Late on the brakes and taking the position. He's up to 8th. Fastest lap of the contest, momentarily belonging to Aaron. That might be a late move on the inside. Very late move. What a fine way to take the lead. Late on the brakes. And a classy, classy pass to take first in the race for Richard Verschoor. And this is how he took the lead.
Yeah, you could say he took it. I think he surgically removed it. Down the inside of T1. Beautiful stuff on the brakes. Takes the apex, doesn't run wide. Textbook stuff.
Hauger in the orange car is pulling out of the slipstream. He's moving ahead and he's taking a place on the podium as it stands. He's looking for his 9th podium in the Formula 2 Championship today. Amaury Cordeel in the high-tech. The Belgian driver has come to a halt. He will play no further part in the race. We have another safety car in this contest. There you go. And the high-tech driver managed to rotate the car, but he did not manage to keep any drive as he did so. Who is checking their left mirror and their right mirror? That certainly applies to Miney in the yellow Invicta car, because our championship leader in the Sauber livery is all over the back of him. You'll see in a few moments' time he'll dive to the inside. Might be the only move we get. That is a comfortable pass. So much confidence there. And it's Crawford and Pepe Marti going wheel to wheel in the background. Verschoor did maintain the lead. Got a great restart. There's the evidence. Jack Crawford, the American driver, he's got a great run, he's got a great opportunity. How's it looking on the brakes? Wheel to wheel we go, and Crawford moves ahead and takes 8th place.
Lovely stuff from Crawford. Two teammates then, side by side at PHM.
Yeah, Taylor Barnard ahead for the moment. When they get on the power, will it be Dirksen's opportunity? Dirksen, like Antonelli, bypassing Formula 3, going straight to Formula 2. PHM will be watching this one through their fingers. We're having to use all of the road and a bit more. Barnard and Dirksen continuing, and as they scrap, they'll be joined, and somehow they avoided contact as they make their way by, and Barnard's ahead. Crawford with another move, doesn't want to wait, says okay, that's fine, don't worry about the detection point, I'll live with it when we get into the DRS zone before, and over the line we go, the pit entry line we go. You can see Miney's going to get it, plenty of battling going on as well. Hadjar's going to be under threat when we look ahead. There's the evidence. Can he turn the outside line to the inside line? Enzo Fittipaldi with a tidy pass. Crawford now attacking the championship leader, wheel to wheel, side by side, huge speed in a DRS zone. They look glued together. We don't see many moves there, but Jack Crawford keeps it on the roads and takes 6th position. And Maloney won't like that at all. This is the battle for 2nd place. We'll look further back. We rejoin the battle for 6th, and Maloney gets back past. Tactically did really well to keep a cool head. Antonelli trying to turn the outside line to the inside line. Does so. 9th position for him.
We knew it was going to be a wide open season of Formula 2. There's debris there through the middle sector.
We're using that camera angle for the 2nd time today. Correa clipping the barrier.
Gonna go all 22, well done.
Hauger's got a great opportunity now, DRS enabled, and the orange MP Motorsport car goes ahead. Hauger takes 2nd position. What about Zane Maloney? Can he get past Hadjar? Hadjar knows he's got the chance. Defend if you want, there's nothing you can do. The Maloney Express continues apace. He's gone from 15th on the grid to P5. Oh, an issue for Hadjar. Hadjar reducing in speed, and Hadjar's place in the points is under threat. Crawford has got there. He's up to 6th, Hadjar's off the road. Antonelli is able to take avoiding action and up to 7th, and Miney will improve up to 8th. Hadjar's difficult start to the season continues, and now he's got to drive on his mirrors so he doesn't get in anyone's way. And he will look up out of turn 27 put his foot to the floor, glance up to the race control tower and look for the checkered flag. The Dutch driver will see it first. Richard Verschoor wins in Formula 2 once again. His 4th victory in the championship. He's taken the 2nd sprint race of the year. Hauger was P2. Then it was Aaron with a bonus point for fastest lap. And we're going all the way to the line with Marty taking 8th place on the final tour on lap 20. That's Miney deep on the brakes at the last corner of the last lap, and 1 point slips through his fingers. The 23-year-old from the Netherlands out of the car, back into the arms of the Trident team. Let's confirm our sprint race results after 20 entertaining laps, which saw Richard Verschoor beat Dennis Hauger by 0.7 of a second. It was tight across the line. Then Paul Aaron not far away as well. And there you go, another trophy for the driver who has sometimes been one race away from not having the budget to continue in Formula 2, and he's fought really hard, and they've earned themselves a glug of the rosewater.
Certainly have. Perhaps a role reversal. Surprised the team up there haven't brought some champagne to spray down the drivers, such is the amount that's sprayed down at them over the year.
The F2 feature is underway. Perfect launch off the line for our pole sitter. Mine is exactly where he wants to be. Can anyone get past Crawford? No, he's in 2nd place. A good start from 5th on the grid to 3rd as he puts his foot to the floor for Antonelli, but Fittipaldi used the grippy line, and there's a spin there for the Red Bull driver in the middle of the pack. That is one of the Camposes not facing in the right direction, and there are cars all over the road in the background as a result.
It looked like they were trying to avoid the Red Bull livery cars spinning in the background. You've got Hauger trying to go around the outside of Marty, can't make it through turn 6 and 7.
Oh, that is such a disappointment for Marty, who finds himself eliminated at the start of the race. We saw him spinning round, and further up the road, there is an issue for one of the Tridents. It's Roman Stanek.
I'm expecting that this will be a stoppage of some sort. They can't leave those cars in the middle of the road, and the safety car is deployed. Let's look at Marty. I'm assuming Stanek is then going to collect Marty. No, loses it all on his own.
How unusual. We talked about the weight of the car with the heavy fuel around this circuit. Round went the Campos in the Red Bull livery and making contact with Aaron as he did so.
It just crashed into me, this guy.
Now, we see further back, Victor Martins under pressure. It's a 3-car battle. Victor Martins, car number 1, trying to keep Hadjar behind, trying to turn the outside line to the inside line, running out of road, and Martins is in 5th. Hadjar is in 6th, and getting shuffled backwards. Our winner yesterday, Hauger. Into the pits comes Hauger in the orange MP car as side by side we go down the main straight with DRS for Hadjar. Hadjar moving ahead. It's P4 on the road now. He's cleared Victor Martins. How brave is he feeling? There you go, there's the battle. This is the difference in tyre temperature. How brave is he feeling? All the way around the outside. Antonelli saw that one coming and shows him the white line.
But it's not worked, has it, for Dams, who've lost him track position, and now he's going to have to battle the hard-charging Antonelli.
That can be a change of position. Oh, he's nearly off the road as he tries to get past. Couldn't get by at turn 13. Does find a way past at turn 22. The Mercedes junior driver, linked with a seat to Formula 1, out of the slipstream, moving past, moving ahead, and he reclaims the place he lost a couple of corners ago.
Victor Martins, Antonelli so deep, and Crawford then having a look up the inside through the exit of 2. He's taking the position back, AJ.
Favour repaid from turn 13. That's a late lunge, a very late lunge, but the detection point for DRS is there, and Antonelli will get a chance to come back, but it's Isaac Hadjar who made use of the braking ability into turn 27 as we go to turn number 1. Can the Italian driver fight back to the inside? He'll be late on the brakes. Can he fight his way back through? He's deep once again, and he retakes the place.
Miney, who will resume the lead of the race, depending on the pace, but is already within that range of a pit stop. There's the move back.
The never-ending story continues. And now this is for the net race lead. Great lap after lap after lap for Enzo Fittipaldi, diving to the inside, and it might only be 4th at the moment, but Fittipaldi's put himself in a brilliant position to win the race. Oh, spin there, and trying to keep it together and finding the barrier, maybe a nudge there. Colapinto, who had passed Victor Martins. Is that race over for the driver from Argentina?
Looks like he's lost the engine. Let's listen in. Yeah, well gone. Watch closely that left rear tyre from our viewpoint, or whether he's just damaged a little bit of suspension here. Yeah, puncture.
There you go. There you go. The slightest of taps on the wall at 27. Game over at turn 1.
Yeah, it's just brought the tyre off the rim, and actually, when you look at it from that perspective, it's quite a big old whack, isn't it? He's given that through the exit of turn 27.
The safety car is deployed. The grippier tyres are behind, and Fittipaldi is still in the box seat to win it.
The traction for Cordeal was unbelievable out of the last corner as Fittipaldi looks to the inside.
Can he clear the cars quickly? He's passed one. He's passed Barnard. Barnard's going to keep the foot in. He goes over the road to keep the track position. Did Fittipaldi get past? He will do, because Barnard knows you can't overtake off the road, and Fittipaldi's cleared one. Is that Hadjar dropping down the order? And it's now Antonelli in 7th, Hauger in 8th, and Hadjar is dropping down the field again. His best result in Formula 2, Amaury Cordeal, with the silver helmet in the silver car, is 5th place. He's about to take the lead in the latter stages. Cordeal to the front of the race. Barnard now under pressure from Miney, who's looking for a return to the podium today. He makes the place. Enzo Fittipaldi has the fastest lap of the race. He's passed one. Can he get past another one? Trying to go past them both. Trying to sweep around the outside and take the lead in some style. Take a bow, Enzo Fittipaldi. 5 to go. He's just looking after his race. He turned down that chance to take the mandatory pit stop. He moves by, and those super soft tyres are doing what we expected them to do. Correa went deep. They'll both be slow off the corner, and watch out for Miney in the yellow car behind, but he's dealing with Crawford. And they're squamming all over the road as Correa stays ahead, but only just. It's going to be a 4-car battle in a few moments' time.
Yellow flag is quickly taken away. Miney then managing to make his way through, and it is Cordeal who's getting shuffled back and into the clutches of the pack.
And Enzo Fittipaldi putting on a show. We're going to pause that show. Virtual safety car is deployed.
There is a car stop. Zach O'Sullivan then down towards turn 2. Looks like he might be defending his position, O'Sullivan here, down towards turn 1. Sure is. Car then round the outside. Just drops it as he's trying to carry speed in.
Hauger trying to take back what he believes is his, and he will go on the attack. Hauger having a great weekend. Winner yesterday, now up to 5th. It's super tight behind, but out front, for the first time in his Formula 2 career, he will see the checkered flag first at the end of a feature race. Enzo Fittipaldi does it! Enzo Fittipaldi wins in Jeddah with his finest drive in F2. Miney will be 2nd, but who will be 3rd? It will be so close. It's side by side to the line. It's Dennis Hauger on the last lap, who fought his way past Cordeal and Crawford and stands on the podium in a drag race decided by 0.03 of a second. Look what it means to our winner, our 3rd different winner of the year. I can tell you Enzo Fittipaldi's win has taken him to 2nd in the point standings. On track, it was Fittipaldi taking his 2nd career win. Chris Miney was in 2nd. What a drag race to the line we saw between Hauger, Crawford and Cordeal. That's how they finished. And if you have Fittipaldi on your overalls, you always feel that pressure, you get the opportunity. But that was his best day in Formula 2 by some margin. It might not quite be the usual fizzy stuff, but we have seen something explosive on track. What a day for the Fittipaldis. And the sprint race is underway. Good launch from 3rd position. Oh, immediate crash for those in 2nd and 3rd. It was a good launch off the line, but it caused an accident for the Red Bull Junior driver, and it means a change for the lead down to turn 1 as Hadjar turns 3rd on the grid, and he manages to move ahead. I've never seen that immediate contact go into the path of the pit lane exit, which is where Fittipaldi was waiting to start the race. But it's Hadjar who finds his his way to the front of the field. He's managing to get there. That's our championship leader off the road and losing a position to Aaron, who says thank you very much for the gift. It's been a dramatic start. We've had multiple changes of lead. We've had drivers eliminated from the front row as well, and that is Antonelli trying to get past Vershaw, and he is ahead of Vershaw at the moment. Hadjar is ahead of Stanek, and then we are fighting all the way. This is flat to the floor as we make our way to the quick sweep, the chicane of 9 and 10, but we won't do it at full racing speed. The safety car is out after we saw Marti and Bortoletto eliminated at the start.
So we're checking in with Bortoletto. It's the yellow car on the right at the top of your picture, and there's just that connection. Marti comes across the road.
I crashed. The guy just shunted into me.
We can see more of it, look, from Maloney's standpoint. So we're looking for Hadjar, who's going to come right, take out Marti, who's then going to collect Bortoletto. But Hadjar will not have known. I mean, you can't move aggressively across, and that's how it looked from Fittipaldi's vantage point.
Oh! Man, it was such a good start.
He was a victim of his own success, wasn't he? Because he got a great getaway. If he got a bad getaway, he'd still be in the race. And we are finally racing once again, even though they're weaving like it's a formation lap. They know they've got to fire up these tyres as we head to turn 1. And there's a move in the background for Victor Martins. He is trying to get past into 12th place. He's trying to get past Dirksen, and he does so into the first turn. He's now up 9 places from where he started the race. We're just seeing an issue for Maloney. Zane Maloney dropping down. Our championship leader has dust on the tyres. Wide moment takes him out of the points, and our championship leader goes from 4th down the order to 10th. Was making his way to turn number 6, steps out into the gravel.
Just lost the rear on the way in, and that's what we were talking about. Tyres cold, that's why they're weaving.
Here's the man who starts on pole tomorrow, man on the charge, driver taking the place, and he doesn't even need to wait before he gets to turn number 9. Hauger is up to 7th. Very nearly 4 wide, cars absolutely everywhere. Antonelli in the mix there as well. Up the place goes Miney to 3rd position, and Antonelli spins, he goes round. So does Vershaw. Off the road as well is Aaron. 3 cars making contact towards the end of the lap as Stanek tried with defensive shape after defensive shape. They were sprawled all over the road. Miney's up to 3rd, and 3 cars who were chasing 2nd are eliminated from the points.
Antonelli lost out through the exit of 12, and there was just absolutely swamped. Now under pressure, it's Maloney trying to make the move down the inside.
Maloney does make the move. He's got a flat spot, but he's also managed to take 7th position. This is wild stuff as we continue, and Miata saw it coming. The Rodin driver is back to the inside, back to 7th place, and he's got Victor Martins for company as well. Martins trying to relegate Maloney further, and he does so. Behrman trying to go around the outside, and that has turned from 7th place to 10th for Zane Maloney.
What about this drive from Victor Martins up from the absolute rear of the field? Now finds himself in 8th place in this sprint race. Still yellow flag down in sector 3 for the spun car of Antonelli, and we've got a safety car. So Antonelli gets himself in deep, then loses the rear. Vershaw thinks he's going to run into him, I think. Thinks he's going to collect him on the apex. Puts the brakes on as well and ends up spinning in sympathy.
Oh, it's going to be off the road and continuing for Aaron. He's having a dramatic day and he keeps it pointing in the right direction, but he's falling further back and he's still got that end plate in his front wing.
Yeah, loss of downforce equals loss of temperature. It's another move then for Maloney trying to force his way, elbow his way into the points.
Okay, we've got battle between the dams as well. This was the PHM of Dirksen and the 2 cars behind on the same team. Not that you'd know it.
One drove into the side of me.
Copy that.
We've got a really engrossing battle for the final places on the podium. That's a late send that we joined. That is Victor Martins to the inside, and that is Victor Martins to 7th position. That is really late on the brakes at turn 11, and a fine way to make the pass.
Here's a driver who'll be ruining the qualifying incident that he had. With this kind of pace, imagine the damage that Victor Martins could have done at the front of the field. Imagine the points he could have taken away. Championship driving there from Miney. He's going to be under pressure, though, down towards 9.
Is it going to be the long way round? Hauger, can he make it stick? goes the long way round. What a way to take third place. He used the DRS. He was brave on the outside, and all of that work pays off as he roars to P3. We're looking at the battle for second place. It's going to be very, very tight across the line between these two. Hauger trying to steal second position. Out of the final corner for the final time, Isaac Hadjar takes the win. He takes the checkered flag. And who's going to get second place? Stanek worked hard. Stanek gets his best ever finish in Formula 2 and his first podium in the championship as well. Hauger is celebrating having turned 10th on the grid to third in the race, but he's not celebrating as much as Campos, and it's Hadjar who finally gets a win proper in F2. Let's confirm your order then. Isaac Hadjar taking the win, ahead of Roman Stanek, a maiden podium in the championship for him, and Dennis Hauger moving to second place in the point standings after that third place. Isaac Hadjar hearing his national anthem from the top step and taking every moment to appreciate it. The largest trophy is going his way, along with 10 points for the championship as well. And Dennis Hauger has now gone 3 in a row on the rostrum, and he is looking the championship contender. But there's only one rule in Formula 2 2024. Expect the unexpected, and most races are anyone's races. And the feature race is underway. Good getaway from our pole sitter as he leaves the line. Has a waft of defence, but he's got P1 into turn number 1. Then it's Antonelli, and then trying to put the pressure on for P3 is Maloney, but for sure's got it. They're being well behaved at the start of this one. It was close there in the middle with Aaron getting close to Marty, but it was very, very, very good for the Silver High-Tech driver, who's coming off the corner nicely, trying to go all the way around the outside and spinning his Roman Stanek, our winner from yesterday, just keeps it going, but he's trundled all the way to the back of the field. Not the feature race start that he wanted, but the opposite is true for Hauger. A dream getaway, and he maintains the lead. There is a really long way to go. That is Behrman. Formula 1 last week, Formula 2 this week. Can he make the pass into turn number 9? He looks really motivated. He'll run out of road. Oh, that was brave. That was brilliant. On the edge and fighting his way by. What a way to take P8. But it's not done yet. This is for the lead of the race. Antonelli dives to the inside. Antonelli takes the lead. Can he hold it? Hauger tries to fight back, but the Italian is P1. This is Victor Martins, who has had an absolute rocket. Can you believe that graphic? Started 21st, and he finds his way, moving up, but not as quickly as Hauger. Hauger's used that DRS. He's retaken the lead here. Hauger responds in devastating fashion, kept his head, and remade the pass to take P1 in the race. What a start to this one. Oh, off the road goes Pepe Marti, and that will open the door. And Miney says thank you very much to Marty, and he is up as well. Might not be the only one. That is a late breaking move. It's another position gain for Paul Aaron.
Antonelli struggling with the rears. Decent pace though from him, so looks like the rest of them are as well. Down the inside, covering Miney, who's doing really well on that set of medium tyres. Yeah.
Oh, and another one off. Another one. This time it's Maloney. And Miney says, all right, you inspect the grass at turn 10. If you're Maloney, I'll just take the places off you. And he's got another one. And now for sure being passed. But he's on the same compound of tyre as Aaron. And Aaron is making progress there. Dirksen at the 13th corner is out of the car. And this, the lock-up, the contact, and the end of his race. O'Sullivan involved again.
Having a frustrating race, just taps Dirksen round, and Miney's coming through for second.
Miney makes the pass. He's got the medium tyre on the car. The super soft tyre is fading as the VSC comes out. Miney is making that tyre work. Miney takes the lead. The super soft rubber fades away. And welcome to our third different race leader today, Kush Miney P1. Oh, off the road goes Dennis Hauger.
No.
Dennis Hauger finds the barrier at turn number 6. He's out of the race, the man chasing the championship lead. And the pit stop then, crucially for Hadjar, he got in before the virtual safety car signal, so he gets that benefit and he gets the advantage of track position as a result.
We've had Miata in, we've had Cordeal in as well.
Full safety car.
We have a full safety car deployed. It's the left front tyre locking up. He's got a bit of cross-load in the car and just let go on him right in the middle of the corner. If I was Dennis Hauger, I'll be feeling less bad about it when I watch it back, put it that way.
We're on board with the American driver, trying to go past the Brazilian who's got the inside, but he saw that one coming, turns the outside line, now tries to run around the outside of him. That'll be the inside for turn number 3, and Fittipaldi's going to have to work really hard now to maintain the place. He won't be able to do so. He'll be run out of road. He knows what's coming. It does get dished out to him. Elbows out, position gained, and Crawford goes through. He's not the only one. Our race winner yesterday, Stanek, takes the place. Not the restart that Fittipaldi was looking for, but Miney is very nearly a second clear.
This is Hadjar trying to make another move on the next set of medium compound tyres. He's round the outside of Fittipaldi. Can he do it into turn 9?
Got DRS, will make the move, does make the move, up to 5th place. In the background there, that's Villa Gomez, who got the places off those two a couple of laps ago, but finds the gravel trap at turn 12, and Miata and Maloney are now battling once again for the final point.
Yeah, starting to struggle with the overheating of the rear tyre. Maloney looking at the rear of the road in, making what appears to be an easy move then, down towards turn 1. Miata thinking better of it, trying to get smart with holding onto the tyre.
This is for second place. There's the chop. Will there be room? Antonelli and Aaron. That was a really decisive way to take what could be second place later in the race. It's only 7th for now. Maloney's got a chance on Antonelli as well. So, past Stanek goes Aaron. Antonelli gets past. He's deep though. It's going to compromise his run down to turn 11. Maloney still part of this. Could be a 3-car battle. Aaron up to 5th. Antonelli up to 6th. Then it's Stanek who's about to be passed by Maloney. And Maloney gets there. Good move. 7th place.
Really good pace, mate. There's 9 laps or 8.5 laps to go now, so anything you've got left, mate, let's go for it.
Maloney around the outside to take the place from Antonelli and to potentially step on the podium as a result.
Crawford and Miney file into the pit lane. A bold strategy, the only one that they could pull given the situation, and Hadjar will resume at the lead of the race.
This is the penultimate corner. He's been here before, but today, this one will count. The final corner for the French driver, who will see the checkered flag first, weaving to victory. Isaac Hadjar takes the feature down under. He's won the race in Melbourne, and he'll be joined by Aaron, who takes the fastest lap on the last tour of the circuit, and Maloney, who is still in the lead of this championship as a result.
That is a lot of pent-up frustration behind a visor being displayed and being enjoyed.
Feature race result, Isaac Hadjar. We thought he won yesterday. He definitely won today. And it's Paul Aaron in 2nd, and Zane Maloney's eventful race takes him to 3rd in the eventual classification. Well, excellent stuff for the French driver on top after dejection yesterday and the 10-second penalty. It's victory. The champagne of success for Hadjar. No investigation hanging over him. Just 4th place in the championship and the belief that he can go further still. F2 has put on a show once again down under.
When we go racing, we will see Franco Colapinto to the right, and inside we will see Amaury Cordeel. We'll go for round 4 in the sprint race here at Imola, and the best start came from Paul Aaron in his silver high-tech. He's gone charging down the outside. Big incident at the start of the race. Huge incident as they came down to Tamburello, and now we have to pick up the pieces as to who's gone off and make sure all the drivers are okay. Yellow flags have gone out. It looks like it's Amaury Cordeel still leading from Paul Aaron. 3rd place is Franco Colapinto. 4th place, we can see one of the, that's Zane Maloney in the Sauber Academy colours, and it is Paul Aaron leading.
Yeah, Aaron's managed to get ahead, but a massive incident, and of course the safety car. There's Aaron coming through. Hadjar is there in the middle of the road in the Red Bull car and is going to find himself wide. Did they make contact, the Trident and Hadjar, as they went down there towards turn 1?
This is the view of Gabriel Bortoleto now, starting P10.
So Bortoleto is going to try and make his way through the incident. So
there it is.
Hadjar's trying to Hadjar's trying to go round the outside.
Oh,
what reaction time there from Bortoleto, unsighted by all the smoke in the middle of the road.
and now this is the view from Zach O'Sullivan. He's starting right at the back of the grid, so he's just going to see it all unfold ahead of him, and he's gained 11 places in this.
The issue with these first two corners, when they check up in front of you, there really is nothing to do apart from hit the brakes and try and react.
Out the final corner we come. Paul Aron leads us up to the start-finish straight as we resume racing here at Imola in the sprint race. They fire past the pit wall and down towards Tamburello, and you can see in the background it's the battle for third and second we are concentrating on, because Colapinto looked under all sorts of pressure there from Zane Maloney in the Sauber Academy colours, who's going to be going after Amaury Cordial as well. But Paul Aron has had a good restart. He leads us out front.
Kicking up dust ahead, and there's a driver wide. It's Cordial.
Cordial wide, well spotted. He's gone off and he's lost second place in the process to Franco Colapinto, who makes his way through and up into P2. Amaury Cordial now down to third.
Yeah, there's the moment for Cordial, and it was an easy one for Colapinto to make his way through now.
Out front, the gap is less than half a second between our two leaders. Colapinto is taking chunks out of the lead of Paul Aron, and I think very shortly we are going to see a head-to-head for the lead of the race between Paul Aron and Franco Colapinto.
Cordial is struggling. Be smart, be smart.
Cordial has put in a better performance in terms of pace than I was expecting him to be able to, given his recent form. And now Maloney looks around the outside of Tamburello.
There we go. Maloney waited and waited, and he's been rewarded for his patience round the outside of Amaury Cordial into Tamburello, and we finally see that change for third place.
Neat and tidy from Maloney, steals the first podium opportunity from Cordial. Just has the overspeed down the front straight and then breaks around the outside. Maloney with the grip then to snatch the second apex.
He's pretty close, but is he close enough to be able to get alongside into the braking zone? It looked like a bit of a mistake from Paul Aron, and will he be punished for it? I think so. Colapinto round the outside, and he's alongside through Tamburello and steals the race lead away from Paul Aron. What a move from the Williams Jr.
So brave around the outside for Colapinto, sticks with it and then shovels him wide through the mid-corner of the second part of Tamburello. Let's have a look at it then. Yeah, just that bit of oversteer, losing him just a little bit of run. That's given Colapinto the opportunity, but he really stuck with it round the outside of Tamburello. This is so brave. I think he left him just enough racing room. And now you've got Behrman under pressure from Bortoleto.
Into Variante Alta, Gabriel Bortoleto, Behrman going toe-to-toe with each other there. What a battle it is, but what a story we have out front as Gabriel Bortoleto tries to take fifth place away from Ollie Behrman. For the first time, we're going to have a driver from Argentina on the podium in Formula 2, and he will go to the top step of the podium. Franco Colapinto takes the win at Imola in round 4 of FIA Formula 2. Paul Aron for High-Tech Pulsate finishing in second place, and Zane Maloney in third. Franco Colapinto on the last lap of the race, stealing the race win away from Paul Aron with a superb move around the outside at Tamburello. Let's have a look at how it ended. Changed on the final lap with that move from Franco Colapinto at Tamburello as he takes the race win ahead of Paul Aron and Zane Maloney. Amaury Cordial, his best ever result in fourth place. Ollie Behrman, points on the board for him in fifth. That's going to be a trophy that goes right to the front of the cabinet. Well done to him.
Today is about Colapinto. It was only a couple of races for him last year, and what is his rookie full season of Formula 2 racing and an outstanding race win.
We are go for the feature race here in Imola in FIA Formula 2, and a superb launch from Ollie Bearman in the red and white Prema. He's gone straight through into the race lead, and going with him in the Red Bull livery car is Isaac Hajar. We've got Joshua Dirksen going through to P3, and in the yellow Invicta, Gabriel Bortoleto has dropped down to P4. A disappointing start for the Brazilian, and a battle there. Kimi Antonelli, the Italian, under all sorts of pressure from Zane Maloney in the Sauber Academy colours, coming through Villeneuve chicane. Looks like a clean start for everyone.
They need to not let Bearman escape here across the line within one. They've got to try and keep him within 1 second as we see moves down towards turn one. That's Fittipaldi trying to make his way round the outside in defence further back in the pack.
And that looks like Dennis Hauger off, unfortunately. He looked like he was side by side. Rotoma Miata off on the left-hand side of screen. The Rodin Motorsport driver has lost 3-4 places perhaps there. So first pit stops underway for new fans to Formula 2. You'll see a lot less people able to work on the cars, just one person per wheel, and that makes it a lot more difficult to get the wheel off and back on again.
Slightly slow for Dirksen down in the AIX pit. And let's see if Maloney's going to be held then. Maloney's going to be held at the end of the pit lane, so a little bit of loss for various competitors in the pit lane. Bortoleto's got out of his pit box there. It looks like a decent stop for Bearman. Oh, Bearman stalled.
Ollie Bearman stalled. Race leader is stalled in the pits. That's disaster for Ollie Bearman. You can see as the tyres went on, he's lost the engine. They're now going to try and fire that back up again. Ollie Bearman, just as he was trying to get going, and he would have lost a ton. He's lost it again. This is disaster. Ollie Bearman leading the race has lost the engine and he cannot get going. Now he finally gets going, but look at all the places he's losing. Zach O'Sullivan going side by side with Dennis Hauger. This is, I imagine, just after a pit stop had taken place. Dennis Hauger getting up to speed, and Zach O'Sullivan is going to take a place on Dennis Hauger trying to warm his tyres up. Here we go. Could this be the moment we see the move made? Zane Maloney trying his best. A bit of weaving there from Stanek to try and break the toe, but the boy from Barbados now becoming impatient, looking to the outside of Tamburello, can't get it done. And with every corner, the American driver, Jack Crawford, just gets closer and closer. He may find himself on the inside up to Piratella, and I think he has done, and there goes Jack Crawford. Well, he's going to be the man to have a go at Roman Stanek himself. Great driving from Jack Crawford, lined that one up for about 3 corners, and that is a change of position as Crawford takes 14th place away from Zane Maloney.
It's a great defensive drive, it must be said, from Stanek, who's holding them off famously, but it's going to be under pressure now from Crawford down the outside of Tamburello with the DRS open. Stanek, smart, holds the car inside, knows that Crawford will take the line.
Amaury Cordial, leader on the road in. Now we await to see where he comes out in relative to the likes of Dirksen, Antonelli, Colapinto. He's going to be putting on the super soft tyre, the quicker tyre. There it is, purple sidewall, the high-tech Pulsate driver. Never been on a Formula 2 podium before. Will this be his day? A bit slow on the... Oh, no, it's come off. Oh, no, the tyre's come off. The right rear's come off of Amaury Cordial, and that is going to be his race over.
And they're looking at there's another tyre off, An absolute disaster in the Formula 2 pit lane. Cordial then, that left rear spin, and the mechanic there not able to add. And I really hope that mechanic looks okay. I really hope that mechanic is okay, who's contacted there by the wheel. And then the second issue, second and the same issue for Marty as he tries to exit the pit lane.
Wheel comes off, spins, and at that point, everyone is just hoping the wheel doesn't make contact with everyone. It appears everyone is okay. That's the main thing. Out of Rivazza 2, and Isaac Hajar, after a great defensive performance at the end, will get his second win in FIA Formula 2 as he crosses the line to win the feature race here at Imola. Gabriel Bortoleto gets on the podium, his first podium in FIA Formula 2 for Invicta Racing, and history will be made behind. Joshua Dirksen becomes the first driver from Paraguay to finish on a Formula 2 podium and gets the first ever points for AIX Racing. Isaac Hajar climbing out of his car now. He's really starting to find some form. He's becoming hard to beat. In the background, Joshua Dirksen gets out of his car. Wow, what a day for him.
You want to stand well back from the podium when they give Joshua Dirksen a champagne bottle, don't you?
Let's run through it then. 2 wins now for Isaac Hadjar. Back-to-back feature race wins as he charges up to 3rd in the championship. Gabriel Bortoleto takes his first Formula 2 podium. Likewise for Joshua Dirksen, who makes history for his nation in the Progress. 2nd feature race win for Campos Racing driver and Red Bull Junior Isaac Hadjar. They'll be very proud with what they're seeing from him. What a podium, what a race, Alex Brundle.
Really was a great contest again. Congratulations to the podium winners.
F2 is go in Monaco, and that's a poor reaction time for Barnard. Can Bortoleto get there? Oh, it's super close between the two of them. Maybe they were wheel banging, but Barnard did enough. Can they all get through? Barnard got the launch off the line. Debris there and a car into the background. Car into the background looked like there was a big moment for one of the Alpine Academy drivers. Surely Victor Martins is in the barrier at turn number 1. The yellow flag is out as we make our way through, and it is lap 1 of 30, and that is a dramatic start to this one. Barnard got the jump. We still continue under racing conditions. The yellow flag is out at turn number 1, but it's the AIX driver who's got the lead. There is Victor Martins, and we're going to have to neutralise the race at some point. We've got the marshals trying. Yeah, there you go. There's a safety car.
Barnard, who got off the line relatively well, but in the second phase of the start, Gabriel Bortoleto managed to get alongside, and then he had to charge the apex. Barnard with a big outside lockup. Let's hope for his sake he's not flat-spotted the tyres. It's the Dams drivers who made contact at Saint-Devote, and that's what ricocheted Martins.
As they scramble their way. Look at these magnificent pictures of the first turn.
So Martins makes contact with the second of the Dams cars and loses the front wing, then has no front grip and just piles it straight into the outside wall there.
This is Hauger trying to put pressure on the McLaren Junior, who is rotating the car. Someone's hit the wall, surely. Someone's hit the wall at that point. Who was it? It's got to be Bortoleto, because we were looking at Hauger. That is a big whack as we go back to racing conditions. Dennis Hauger, we're looking at the car directly ahead. It's going to clip the wall.
Yeah, looking at the rear of Bortoleto. No, it's Hauger who clatters the wall, isn't it? So, yeah, Bortoleto getting the exit. There's the contact for Hauger.
Well, we knew that someone hit the wall. And there's the answer. Oh, there's a launch to the inside. That'll be tidy stuff if Behrman can pull it off, but it's not easy to make that move. Inside line, outside line, and no position gain, but it was opportunistic stuff. Didn't come off. Oh, that is a big hit into the wall for Pepe Marti. He has clattered the barrier on the outside of the swimming pool. That will require a safety car once again. Big moment into the barrier.
Yeah, losing it late as he puts the throttle on there, and it's Correa with the big avoidance, really sharp avoidance from Correa in the background. Team, of course, sitting just above him there, waiting for any required action in this race. Will have heard that one before they saw it.
And what can we see from the field as we put the pedal to the floor and we go racing once again around the streets of Monaco? It is going to be lap number 9, and it is a good restart on the evidence that we saw from Barnard. AIX driver got the launch he needed once again.
Yeah, we have got a yellow flag. That's in the final sector. Looks like it's for this bit of damage. Richard Verschoor, tomorrow's pole sitter.
Yeah, Richard Verschoor losing a bit off the car. Dutch driver reporting that, and might need a virtual safety car. There you go, will need a virtual safety car. This could be the opportunity. You're looking for anything you've got around Monaco when it comes to overtaking. Reaction time to the withdrawal. The virtual safety car could be key. Yeah, they'll be inspecting that. That's a very, very strange one.
There's contact from behind, I think.
It's got to be, right? There's no way you'd hit the apex of that corner on your own. Oh, he's trying to go for an overtake that we've been talking about. All over the curb, and crunch between O'Sullivan and Maloney.
Yeah, the critical bit there is he's lost that top plane as well of the right-hand side of the wing, which will surely be affecting the performance of the car. Tries to post it, Maloney, up the inside, and why not? Because he's outside the points at this stage, but it's not worked out for him.
Great angle of a moment. Well, you've got to try. these are some of the best young drivers in the world. They can't just sit there in formation for the entire time, but it's cost our championship leader. The collision between O'Sullivan and Maloney.
He's hit him.
There's another one, and round he goes as well. Well, clip from the rear, Maloney and Miney to the left-hand side. So that would have been into the back. We saw the contact between Maloney into the back of O'Sullivan. Correa was involved in that as well.
Yeah, they all backed up when I got hit from behind.
Miney's parked it.
Miney's parked it. Here's Miata joining a racetrack where there's no way by. This is going to be total chaos now.
So I'm looking for an impact here for Maloney from behind. I don't see one until he'd made contact. Until he'd made that initial contact, the impact from the rear for Maloney. I think he's locked it up there.
So rolling start procedure is the best news. It's the best sentence that Taylor Barnard will have heard this year, because he does not have to take the 5 red lights as well. That rule is at the discretion of race control, and race control have gone for what is effectively a safety car restart, a rolling start procedure, rather than illuminate the 5 red lights. So the final laps of the contest begin right now, and the green flag will fly once again. Everyone squirrely out of the 19th and final corner as we attack the racetrack. Barnard got the launch that he needed. Bortoleto trying to stay with him. 5 to go around the streets of Monaco. Taylor Barnard out of the final corner to win for the first time in Formula 2. AIX and Taylor Barnard are heading to the top step of the podium. It's another second place for Gabriel Bortoleto. Hauger will complete the podium. Fastest lap secured on the last lap by Kimi Antonelli, and it's a brawl over the line. The point score is completed by Colapinto, Stanek, Aaron and Hadjar. Drink in that moment. You have earned it, Taylor Barnard.
Yeah, evocative front straight here in Monaco.
Let's go through the result then, after an eventful race that's seen Taylor Barnard take his first victory in the championship. Gabriel Bortoleto for a second consecutive second place. Dennis Hauger makes it 3rd on the road and a 12th podium in the category. Andrea Kimi Antonelli got the bonus point for fastest lap and 4th place. Here it is, the Monaco trophy for his possession. Great moments for Taylor Barnard.
Jubilation for Taylor Barnard, who has delivered the goods in Monaco.
And F2 is go on the streets of Monaco. Poor getaway from the front row for Victor Martins. He's lost so many places. He's so slow off the line. Richard Verschoor holds the lead. He's got Hadjar in second place as Martins' chance of a first podium of the season literally disappears in the opening meters of the race. It's Verschoor. Then we find ourselves with Hadjar. Then it's Aaron up to P3. A horrible getaway from the French driver who was looking for a change in fortune. That's a wide moment there. That's going to be very, very close for Zane Maloney, who's alongside Victor Martins. That's how far he has fallen down the order. His chances of victory fading as they all try to make it around the hairpin for the first time. That would be a brave move. Oh, that's super close. Can he get there? Oh, he can. That was stunning stuff to force his way by. I think that was Bortoleto who was able to get past Hauger around the outside. Great move there. It was Bortoleto who took the long way round to the hairpin as a car involved in the barrier in the background. It was Bortoleto who was able to clear him. Exquisite stuff at the hairpin. Did that car continue? That's a bold move to the inside. Nicely done. So Maloney, he had his first retirement of the season yesterday as he ventures out onto the circuit, and he's going to have to chop across. This is the difference between tyres that are up to temperature and tyres that are cold, and Pepe Marti takes the place.
Break it down, guys.
Breaking down over the radio, Richard Verschoor says,
he?
Yes.
Oh, Richard Verschoor on the radio. It's going to be heartbreak in Monaco. His leader's expired. The Dutch driver is reporting a problem with the car. He jumps over the chicane, desperately hoping that it will rectify the situation.
Looks like he's recovered speed here, and I wonder if something momentarily overheated there for Verschoor, and the car has put itself in a limp mode momentarily. but he looked like he jumped across the chicane, and that for me looks for all the world like racing speed for Feature.
Antonelli and Behrman, oh, they're nearly making contact into Massenet. The two teammates, Antonelli scrambling for track position, trying to get the tyres into the window. This is the last corner. Oh, it's super close. I've never seen a car go so tight to the wall and try and find their way by. Still they fight, corner after corner. These two drivers bound for Formula One, and Behrman gets by. And I thought Antonelli had done enough, but Behrman trying the up, trying the under, and getting the place. Still many drivers behind, but it's Feature keeping track position against Hadjar. No! Through goes Hadjar, down to Sandevot, and that could be the race lead.
And that tiny hesitation on the left front, it's Aaron down to the outside of the Nouvelle chicane who's got the move done, has he?
Oh, Feature doesn't want to give it up. They're both off the road. Aaron feathers out the throttle. It's got to be an issue for Feature. It wouldn't be tyre temperature at this stage. It wouldn't be this easy to overtake such an experienced driver. And it all allows Hadjar to scramble down the road. And Aaron gets by. It has to be an issue for Feature. He would not be overtaken in that way. And this time, my word, that was close between Feature and Behrman as they went through Beau Rivage. This is Massenet corner, and it's heartbreak for Richard Feature. His chances of victory slipping through his fingers.
Just a loss of power for Feature. Hadjar blasts by in a straight line. You can see the difference then. Behrman to the outside and Behrman through.
Oliver Behrman takes a position that could be for the podium later on. You have to feel for Richard Feature. He did everything right, but his car is expiring underneath him. Through goes the next taker. Colapinto is able to get by. Hadjar, the leader of those who have stopped. Then Aaron, then Behrman. Well driven, Richard Feature. Great first stint to the race. Not to be your day, but he always has that pole position. He wanted the win. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Who nipped through? Antonelli! Antonelli was fighting for it, and that has created a brawl behind. He's waited so long to try and make the pass, but now he's under pressure himself. The Italian driver gets through, Bortoleto gets by as well, and Antonelli is finally past Colapinto. Antonelli getting by, and Bortoleto as well. That is going to be more contact for Taylor Barnard. This time it's with Colapinto. Still they go side by side. Patience is running out here. He's off. I think he had a puncture. It's into the pits comes O'Sullivan. He can wait no longer at the moment, and there's no intervention. Oh, now the virtual safety car comes out, but he came into the pits. Yeah, he's made it in. There's no shutting the pit lane. He made it in before the virtual safety car.
So critical for O'Sullivan. If he makes it past that first safety car line and into the pits before the virtual safety car is called, this is a fair pit stop.
This counts.
And the question is, where does he come out, Alex? Where does he come out?
Absolutely extraordinary. Has O'Sullivan got the track position? He has.
He has.
That is absolutely incredible. Oh. And this is the reason why Maloney into the side of Dirksen.
Yeah, well, just coming back out onto the racing line there, Dirksen. He needs to be more aware than that. Just joins the racing line and wipes Maloney out.
Man, are you joking? Are you joking?
Yeah, that's Monaco. That's Monaco.
No, I could have covered that gap, man. Come on.
Hadjar can't believe what has happened in front of him. O'Sullivan ticking off the corners. ART gambled. They had no chance unless someone made contact, but they did on the way up the hill to Massenet corner. They rolled the dice. It's come up with O'Sullivan's number. He's number 2 on the car. He's number 1 on the road. What an extraordinary finish for Formula 2. O'Sullivan wins for the first time in Formula 2. He denies Hadjar with the audacious strategy that needed a little bit of luck, but ART called it.
When you gamble and win, that's racing, and that's especially racing here. O'Sullivan made it happen.
Zach O'Sullivan staying out, hoping for an intervention. He got one. Timing of the virtual safety car crucial. Hadjar in second, Paul Aaron, the new championship leader. Oliver Behrman went from 12th on the grid to 4th. Zach O'Sullivan started 15th. It's surely one of his greatest ever days. Zach O'Sullivan, the runner-up in the Formula 3 Championship last year to Gabriel Bortoleto, the winner in Monaco, and the Campos team making a huge noise.
And we are go for the sprint race here for round 6 of Formula 2. A great launch for Martins. He snatches the lead immediately for Kushmani as we head down towards the first corner. A great start from Juan Manuel Correa. Ritomo Miata in the all-black road in motorsport car goes round the outside to go to P2. Correa is in 3rd place. We're side by side between the two Invicta racing cars, and it looks like Kushmani has dropped down another place. Bortoleto trying to go round the inside of him, I think that was, but Martin's leading out front.
Miney made his way through on Bortoleto in that lap, but a really difficult start for him, and now he's looking to the inside. Miney
sells the dummy, goes down the inside there of Correa. Great move there from Kushmani, and takes 3rd place away from Correa as they make their way through turn 3, and it might be another place lost here for Correa. He's got Kushmani trying to come, Bortoleto, sorry, trying to come round the outside. Here comes Bortoleto on the brakes now, round the outside, and the Brazilian driver will take 4th place there.
With the 3rd track limit, no more.
It's hard not to do track limits when I can't turn.
Not having a nice day, is he, behind the wheel of that car?
Another attempt from Isaac Hadjar, and that time he had a lot more pace going down the straight, and that time he's gone down the inside of Kimi Antonelli, and that is move complete for Isaac Hadjar. It's taken a few attempts to do it, but Isaac Hadjar completes the move on Antonelli.
A lot more traction for Hadjar, and now he's going to be under pressure from the downs because Antonelli was behind the aero wash of Isaac Hadjar, and it'll be Crawford then also that makes his way through on Antonelli. 2 positions in 2 corners there.
Yeah, Jack Crawford lined that one up very well, didn't he? Just positioned his car in the right place, right time, and picks up the pieces of that move. And just like you expected, Alex, Behrman being told to bring the car in.
Ritomo Miata is under investigation and has got a 5-second time penalty.
Yes, that would drop him out of the top 5. So the battles behind come even more significant now.
Through the exit of turn 13.
Oh, wow.
He's definitely off.
Yeah.
But it's millimetre stuff.
He's going to have DRS down this front straight. Will he be able to make a move on Bortoleto? Bortoleto coming over to defend their wheel-to-wheel, going into the first corner, but Correa not quite able to get through. Will he get the switch back, Alex?
Will they drop Miney back now to insist Bortoleto with the DRS? Could be another reason why they've moved Miney backwards towards the car of Bortoleto, but Bortoleto really badly on the defence now on the way down towards turn 4. Big pressure for him from the rear, from the depth behind.
You can see how much he's sliding through 4 in towards 5 now. Huge lock up there from Bortoleto coming down to turn 5. Correa right behind him. They're not alone though. They're not alone. Paul Aaron closing in on them as well. So this is now becoming a 3-way fight for what would be the last step on the podium. Which one of these 4 will be 3rd? Lockup for Miney going down to turn 5. That's going to affect his run now. Does this give Correa a chance to make a move into turn 7? Not quite, but he's definitely feeling the pressure out there.
Yeah, it was Bortoleto with the big lockup, dropping away from teammate Miney. That inside front not working for him. It's going to put him under huge pressure as they make their way out of turn 9. Can Correa do anything about it? Doesn't look to have the idea. Doesn't look to have the opportunity down the inside. Or does he? It's a short braking zone, and he makes it work down the inside. Can he hang on to it, Bortoleto? Around the outside, he can't.
Manuel Correa makes the move down the inside at turn 10 and gets the move done on Gabriel Bortoleto, and that will put Juan Manuel Correa third place as he comes through the final corner. Huge battles going on in the background. The other Dams car all over the back of Paul Aron, but the fight not over yet. The DRS now with Gabriel Bortoleto. They come down towards the first corner. Are we going to see a change here? Bortoleto under pressure from Paul Aron. He's running slightly wide there in that yellow Invicta, and Paul Aron looks like he's lining up a move here, Alex, as we come through turn 2, round turn 3, and round the outside goes Paul Aron to take the place away from Bortoleto.
He's fallen off the cliff. He's fallen off the cliff in the Invicta. No more purchase left from that rear tyre. First it's Correa, then it's Aron. Surely Crawford will follow, and it's just one lap too long, this sprint race. There goes Crawford down the inside. One lap too long for the McLaren Junior. Correa promoted up to the podium after the penalty for Miata, and heartbreak for Bortoleto, who's going to slide back down the order.
Victor Martins, for the 10th time in his Formula 2 career, will stand on a podium, and he will return to the top step of the podium for the second time. And Juan Manuel Correa, 5 years ago to the weekend, when he finished second behind Antoine Hubert at Paul Ricard, returns to the Formula 2 podium. What an emotional result for Juan Manuel Correa.
Hi, Victor, good job. Yes! First one of the season. Yes! Finally. We need this one. Let's go!
Let's reflect on this provisional sprint race result with some of those penalties still coming through. Victor Martins, we do know, our winner. He takes his first podium of the season to really kickstart his year. Kush Maini finishing in second. Juan Manuel Correa back to a Formula 2 podium for the first time in 5 years. For the first time, he gets to stand on a podium this season. I can't imagine after that performance it will be his last time there. Juan Manuel Correa making us all very proud. I don't think that'll be his last either. He's got his eyes on the podium tomorrow for the feature races, and that's where we go to next, Alex.
And the F2 feature is go! Our pole sitter got off the line nicely. That's not the case for Crawford, who's going to be under pressure from Colapinto. It is the battle for second place that is going to concern us down to turn number 1, because our pole sitter got away well, and he will choose his line into turn number 1. Crawford had a much better second phase of the start, and he maintains second place despite Colapinto's efforts. Off the background, though, is Juan Manuel Correa. He is rejoining along with the VAR, and a big crash involving our winner from yesterday.
Look for the number 1 Alpine Junior car that's right in the front of your shot now. So it's Hauger who climbs the curb, comes back on. Yeah, that's where the contact is made.
The green flag flies once again. That is a good restart for many in the field, and Aron is going to hang on to it. Crawford thinking about it, but can't make the move. Hadjar trying to go around the outside, won't be given the room by Bortoleto, who will hang on to 4th and further back. They're trying to make the moves. It's tight through there as we get back up to racing speed.
That was Fittipaldi trying to make the move in the Van Amersfoort car, but it's Hadjar now who's really on the move again. Has serious warm-up, doesn't he, in that Red Bull liveried machine, and he's on the hunt, trying to make his way further through the points, attacking the rear of Bortoleto's Invicta. As you have the AIX looking down the outside.
Going the long way round, trying to take back the place. That is the difference between the soft tyre and the hard tyre. We told you the pendulum has swung, and there's the move from Joshua Dirksen to show you.
So we've got Aron and Colapinto in the pits. The gap was 36 seconds as they came in. He should come out ahead, providing this pit stop goes well.
The driver has done, it's slightly slow. Can he fire it up back into the fast lane? He can, so he covers off Colapinto. Williams Academy driver behind, there he is, driver from Argentina. But where is the Dams car? It was going to be close anyway. He's behind at the moment, but remember, the Dams car of Crawford has fired up those tyres, and that won't be a contest as we drive up the hill. The net race lead is being debated, and surely the American driver is going to be able to fire his way by. It is going to be any second now, and he has fired his way by. Further up the road, Crawford goes to P9 at the moment, but that could be for the top step of the podium. That couple of outlaps from Crawford did the job, and he's got the net race lead. every single time he's been off the road in the background. Aaron, our pole sitter, chasing down the net race lead, but he chases it off the road into the gravel, and he's been passed on track. That is heartbreak for him, because it's going to take a lot of effort now to recover those positions.
And he's got a lot of oversteer, hasn't he, Aaron? He just loses the rear. He loses the rear in the mid-corner of turn 14, and that is the rear tyre overheating all the way through that final sector. You could see it in turn 13. Balance bit him in turn 14, just not the balance underneath him.
Sorry about that.
Galling, pure driver error.
Dirksen from the race lead. He was the lead driver on the alternative strategy.
No, come on.
Can you switch on?
The green flag is out once again, and we're going to get another battle between these two. Look how close it is. That is absolute centimetres down to turn number 1, and Bortoleto hanging on for the time being, but for how much longer? Elbows out, so aggressive and not able to force his way by. Brilliant driving from both, but it's Colapinto who gathers it together. We're on board with Paul Aaron.
Aaron, who's battling away with O'Sullivan, having just made the move down towards turn 1. O'Sullivan thinking about going back at him down towards T4, but a move then for Aaron, who made the error early on in the race, manages to snatch the inside by borrowing a bit of pit lane there, and brave stuff without the tyre up to operating temperature on the brakes.
Oh my word! This is a big moment for the podium places. This time there's no need for the dummy. This time it's later on the brakes and the positions change. Colapinto gets past Bortoleto. He goes through and he's up to 7th place at the moment. But when they all cycle through the pit stops, that could be 2nd by the end of the race. You can see an old hard versus a new soft, and it's a different racetrack for the American driver who's forcing his way by at turn number 5, and he will go on the attack. The next car up the road is Isaac Hadjar. We promised you a cameo. It might be a starring role for Juan Manuel Correa, who's up to 5th place.
Lovely stuff, and he's only got 7 laps to take them, of course. Much lighter on fuel now in the race. The track fully rubbered in at the end of the race, and it was, shall I pass left or shall I pass right for Correa? And he came out of the final corner, and look how much more grip he's got than Bortoleto.
Juan Manuel Correa passes where he wants. He's the driver on the attack. He was denied a podium yesterday by time penalty. He wants it back today. He's up to P4, and he's got 2.5 seconds to catch our championship leader. He will not be denied today, despite Aaron's efforts. The soft tyre is faster. Juan Manuel Correa is going through, and he's taking 3rd position to climb back to the podium he deserved yesterday for his drive. What a stint on the hard tyre today. What a race for Dams. We told you before the 5 red lights went out, watch out for the French team, because they know how to work that tyre.
Bortoleto's going to defend his teammate to the inside. Miney goes to the outside. Bortoleto squeezes him, but surely might not be
contact between the two teammates, and that will be a debrief that will be extremely awkward. You can't overtake off the road, and the two Invictas come together, debating 6th place on the final lap.
Damage to the front wing for Bortoleto, and the radio channels will be ablaze.
Great job, man. Great job. That's what we did yesterday, right? That was really stupid.
This always looked likely after the pit stop sequence, and Crawford, for just the 2nd time in Formula 2, will take the checkered flag and claim victory. He leads home Colapinto, and what a story for Juan Manuel Correa.
Come on! What a strategy, man! Yes, come on! That's how we do it! Yes, baby!
Jack Crawford has taken a 1st win of the season, now 10 drivers on the top step. Franco Colapinto with his 2nd podium of the campaign, and it's a 1st podium of the campaign officially now for Juan Manuel Correa. Well, Jack Crawford climbing to 4th in the championship standings with that result today. This is a championship that is wide open. It is led by Paul Aaron on 100 points. He's 9 points ahead of Hadjar, but you're going to have to be consistent. You've got to perform on Grand Prix Sunday when we hand out the major points.
and we are go for the sprint race here at the Red Bull Ring. A superb launch from Ollie Bearman. The Ferrari Driver Academy member goes straight into the lead as we head up towards Niki Lauda for the first time. We're side by side for second place, and the Red Bull Junior Pepe Marti has gone through into second place. A struggling start for the Invicta Racing driver in the all yellow colours there, Kushmini, 3 wide. Here comes down the inside Taylor Barnard there. We've had contact there with Pepe Marti. Seems to have picked up a bit of damage somewhere, but Ollie Bearman coming out in the lead. Then we've got Taylor Barnard, who's side by side with Pepe Marti, our championship leader in the silver high-tech. Paul Aron trying to get involved in this as well. Bearman leading Marti. And there we have Gabriel Bortoleto looking to the outside of Franco Colapinto. Bortoleto to the outside, we're side by side, and Bortoleto is going to make that move and go into 6th place.
Aaron needs to be smart here. This is only the sprint race. It's only a position. Points, of course, though, down to 8th for him. So he would lose points to Bortoleto if that move were to take place. But he's got to drive for the championship, Aaron. And just as I say that, lunges to the inside of Taylor Barnard.
In danger of going backwards, he goes forwards. Great stuff from the championship leader.
Bortoleto, though, putting pressure on, and it will be Dirksen who's on the back of that queue with an opportunity to potentially pass Colapinto. Marti versus Bearman within DRS range at the front of the field, and we can see it now.
Here we are side by side meanwhile, and that's a position change before we hit the braking zone. Bortoleto going past Taylor Barnard, who, as you mentioned, Alex, just starting to struggle slightly in this race. Let's check in with Marti.
Still very long race.
Yeah, unless they have a rocket tube, if they keep driving like this, they will all fall off.
2 AIX cars looking at each other, and you wonder if they'll be on the radio with regards to the pace. They won't need to be, because it's Dirksen up the inside of Barnard, fair and square, down towards turn 3. Still under pressure, and under pressure as well from Hauger. Down the inside is Barnard, who's falling backwards then still from his teammate at this stage.
And that's going to be for the last point in this race. Dennis Hauger, having seen Joshua Dirksen go through and make a gap quickly, he now wants to take the last point available in this race and goes through at turn 3 to take the place from Taylor Barnard.
Textbook stuff, has to go the long way around on the kink towards turn 3, but when he's done so, he manages to take the inside line, and Barnard really struggling with that rear tyre through the exit. The McLaren Junior of Bortoleto now having a look, and it's Aaron, though, shovels Miney in the middle of turn 3, and we've got a drag race down to 4. It's really starting now, the final throws of this Formula 2 race.
And there we have our position change on the last spot of the podium. Paul Aron going past Kushmini, and Bortoleto going round the outside of his teammate, round the outside at turn 4, and the Brazilian now makes the place going in towards turn 6. So Bortoleto up to P4, and just like that, Kushmini has gone from P3 down to P5. Further back even, here we go, Dennis Hauger in the orange MP, looking to pull off the switchback move out of turn 4 through turn 5. Dennis Hauger now trying to go round the outside of Dirksen, who forces him round there, and good defensive driving in the end for Dirksen, who hangs on to 7th place. We're side by side now coming in towards turn 3, and that's Dennis Hauger down the inside of Joshua Dirksen, and that's 7th place for Hauger. Paul Aron trying to get his 7th podium of the season. Gabriel Bortoleto trying to stop him from getting there. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, Dennis Hauger has chased down Bortoleto's teammate Kushmini and goes down the inside to take P6. This is Franco Colapinto a little bit further back. This is a move on Kushmini.
Yeah. Nice stuff up the inside. Kushmini started to struggle more and more, has not really had the pace of his teammate throughout this whole race, especially at the beginning.
Is that Colapinto? That's a Williams Academy car. It is Franco Colapinto, who was on for points in this race, now tumbling down the points order.
So you've got Hauger still out there. Colapinto, does he look left there? I think he's trying to get to the gas as quickly as possible and just overcooks it there, Colapinto. Well, you can give him the benefit of the doubt on the way into the corner, because so often a driver who doesn't see the driver to his left will return to the ideal line, but then very much ran him out of the road through the exit, Colapinto. So Hauger's going to go down the outside, be forced to the curb.
What's wrong with him? Come on, seriously.
And then Colapinto runs him out of road.
Ollie Bearman, who's going to lead us round the final two corners. 17th in the championship, Ollie Bearman. We haven't seen him on the podium, but now he's driving like the Ollie Bearman we all know. He comes across the line to take his first win of the season here at the Red Bull Ring. A superb drive from Ollie Bearman to win his first race in Formula 2 in 2024.
Yes! Grande Ozzy! Grande! Good job, good job.
Woohoo! Come on, guys. I know it's just a sprint race, but it's nice to get a good result behind us. Good job. The call is nice.
Ollie Bearman on the top step of the podium for the first time this season. Pepe Marti returns to the podium for the third time this season. It's now 7 in 7 rounds for Paul Aron, and we haven't even completed the weekend yet. We have the feature race tomorrow, which comes with unpredictability, a 40-lap race on the soft and super soft tyres as well. 3 DRS zones around here, lots of overtaking expected.
You've got a staller for Hauger. Is it Hauger stalled?
Now, that's our pole sitter, Dennis Hauger.
I think he's lost the engine. Absolute heartbreak for Hauger. We've got several stallers on the grid.
He's not the only one. We got an Invicta car.
Invicta of Miney and one of the Dams cars.
I think that's Jack Crawford, it is, who has stalled as well. And we are go for the feature race, and Joshua Dirksen will lead us down towards the first corner. In the yellow Invicta, Gabriel Bortoletto trying to hunt him down in the red and white Prema in the background. That's winner from yesterday, Ollie Bearman, trying to make places early doors. We got one of the Tridents running wide there straight away through the first corner, which is Richard Forshaw. Franco Colapinto, that looks like coming under pressure from championship leader Paul Aron in his silver high-tech, who wants to make places early here as Joshua Dirksen takes us through turn 3 for the first time. Bortoletto leading him, Colapinto in third, Aron in fourth.
Hadjar and Miney, the 2 Red Bull livery cars side by side as they headed down towards turn 3, but it was Dirksen who was unopposed into the first corner. Bearman then under pressure from Martins around the outside as well down towards 4.
We've got the 2 Red Bull juniors side by side there, Hadjar versus Marti, and Hadjar trying to go wheel to wheel with his championship rival Paul Aron, who's leading Hadjar in the championship standings, and there goes Hadjar trying to put one down the inside of Paul Aron, just showing himself in the mirrors there as they come out of turn 7. Zach O'Sullivan has gone past his countryman Barnard. Meanwhile, we're side by side for the lead of the race. Bortoletto down the inside of Joshua Dirksen, and that's a change of the lead for the first time in this race. We expect Franco Colapinto on that soft tyre, the harder compound tyre, to now go past as they come up to turn 3. There he goes. The MP Motorsport driver will go through. In the background, Isaac Hadjar tries to go through as well, and Franco Colapinto takes the place.
Virtual safety car has been deployed.
Pit entry will be closed, but Marti is in the pit.
Bortoletto finds its way into the pit lane. Barnard in, Antonelli in, also Forshaw in. So you've got these early standard strategy runners, the softer compound first, all pitting at this stage around lap 8 or 9. Those who are keeping and started on the soft compound tyre, and Antonelli slow away. Antonelli stalled in the pit lane in the Prema. So that's a disaster for Antonelli. He'll lose a whole heap of time then through this pit stop sequence. Marti, who got that pit stop done under the virtual safety car, looks to have got a cheaper stop as a result of it, sits now in the virtual lead of the race of those who have stopped. We've got a 5-second penalty for Paul Aron. That could easily be a factor later on in this one. That is for changing direction multiple times down towards that turn 3.
Here we go then, Bortoleto in his yellow Invicta. We've got Pepe Marti looking in his mirrors, and there goes Bortoleto. Sends it down the inside, and that could be our change of lead within this race.
Oh, Behrman slowing.
Yeah, Ollie Behrman slowing, coming through 6 and 7. And let's find out if he's got anything to say about this.
Yeah, it's race over. Sorry, guys.
Oh dear.
He cannot afford to be delayed like that, Pepe Marti, who was in the hunt yesterday, finds himself in the hunt again today, but doesn't have the pace to hold on to Bortoleto, the McLaren Junior, at this stage.
The two Red Bull Juniors down. Pepe Marti 11th in the championship. Isaac Hadjar is fighting for the lead of it. He's 16 points back from Paul Aaron. We are using the F1 point system today. So with every position comes big points. Oh, and Isaac Hadjar. Well, I think that is just a sign of impatience, not an attempted move.
You are fighting a lot. I will let you fight to catch Bortoleto. Then you find the win at the end. Up to you.
And there's the move then, and it looked like Hadjar was ushered up the inside of Marti to go after the Invicta in the lead.
Thank God.
I think you mean thank you, actually.
And here we go then. This is going to be Colapinto using these fresh tyres, these quicker tyres to go through on those super softs. He goes down the inside. At turn 3, Franco Colapinto clears Dirksen. Now it's going to be getting after Fittipaldi down the outside. Franco Colapinto to the right-hand side of screen, goes through.
Yeah, being held up by Isaac now, being held up.
Their problem is not Paul Aaron. Their problem is Colapinto, who has the rear of that MP car gorilla glued to the road and is coming after them in the early phases of this lap.
And now makes the run down the hill to turn 4, and Colapinto goes down the inside. Aaron knows he's got that penalty hanging over him. Damage limitation driving from Aaron there as Colapinto goes through to take the place into 4. Franco Colapinto to the right of screen, looks to the outside on the brakes. There's the battle for the last step on the podium, and Franco Colapinto sails round the outside to take 3rd. Here comes Franco Colapinto, gets the DRS open. Isaac Hadjar doesn't have any of it, and with that Franco Colapinto pulls to the inside, makes the charge up to turn 3 and down the inside, takes 2nd place away from Hadjar. Well, out front, we've seen Gabriel Bortoleto on the podium this season, but now Gabriel Bortoleto will come out of the final corner. The McLaren Junior, for the first time, will go to the top step of a Formula 2 podium. What a drive from the Invicta Racing driver, Franco Colapinto, with a superb strategic drive, comes through to get yet another podium in a feature race. And Isaac Hadjar, the first of the Campos Racing drivers, after a heated battle, will finish in P3.
Beautiful race. Absolutely beautiful race. Congrats. What a way to win the first one. Oh my God, what a car. What an unbelievable car.
Gabriel Bortoleto, that's certainly what he's got his eyes on. He now a winner for the first time in Formula 2. Franco Colapinto racking up the podiums, and with that he moves to 5th in the championship. Isaac Hadjar finishing in 3rd and moves just 9 points behind the championship leader. Well, he's well into championship contention. 2nd place now, 9 points off the top of the standings. Great battles, great strategy, and a new winner in Gabriel Bortoleto. And the Formula 2 sprint race is officially underway for round 8 of the season here at Silverstone, and it's Kimi Antonelli in the red and white Prema who will lead us down the Hamilton Straight for the first time. Zay Maloney there in 2nd place, Kushmaini in 3rd. We have a battle going on for 4th place. Jack Crawford leading that in the Dams Lucas Oil car, but in the yellow Invicta we've got Gabriel Bortoleto under pressure from Ollie Behrman, the British driver, in the red and white Prema, trying to dive brave down the inside. Now he looks to the outside. Can he get the switchback move as we make our way up towards Aintree? Oh, a bit of contact there. Is there damage now to the car of Ollie Bearman as we hit the Wellington straight, Alex?
Yeah, he's lost the left front end plate of the front wing. Ollie Bearman having a look up the inside of Gabriel Bortoleto down through turn 4. Bortoleto, in turn, putting pressure on Crawford through the early stages of the lap. But it's Bearman with pace, Crawford really struggling and bottling up Bortoleto back into the midfield.
Up ahead, it's a close battle for second. Antonelli escaping out front. Bortoleto now all over the back of Crawford. Let's jump on board with the Brazilian. Side by side through Copse in the wet. Yes, please, says Gabriel Bortoleto. He's going to have it all the way round the outside. Gabriel Bortoleto, hugely brave to try the move. Didn't quite pay off, but now he's going to go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's round the outside. And the reigning Formula 3 champion goes into fourth place. What a move from Bortoleto.
And Ollie Bearman versus Martin. Martin surely looking to the outside down to Brooklands. That's where all the grip will be, and he'll be able to hoon around the outside of the Prema and take the place.
Feature race winner here last year, Victor Martins in the background in the Red Bull livery. That's Isaac Hadjar side by side with his championship rival Paul Aron. They almost touch the pair coming on towards the straight. Here they come through Woodcote now, and Paul Aron sits in behind Isaac Hadjar.
You can see the cars moving all over the road, trying to avoid where the worst of the standing water is. We've got a yellow flag out in Sector 3. They loom through the spray and straight off through the first part of Abbey.
Yeah, we've got someone running wide there. It looks like Correa has gone off through the final section of the circuit. Hadjar, the Red Bull livery car, running wide at the first corner. Cordial in the pit lane. Safety car is out.
And yeah, just there's a river that runs across the road there due to the way that the club corner is drained, and you have to be very careful on the throttle. We've seen drivers really struggling through the exit there.
Red flag has come out, and that will be due to the conditions. As we head up towards Abbey for the first time of this restart, 15 laps to go. Zane Maloney sat there in second. Then it's the two yellow Invicta Racing cars. Kushmaini leading, winner from last time out, Gabriel Bortoleto, as they make their way up towards the loop now. We've got side-by-side action going on between Maini, Bortoleto to the left of screen, trying to perform a switchback move on his teammate, and he's got the better traction out the corner, but Maini shuts the door in his face there. Will we have now side-by-side action going on down the Wellington straight? Yes, we will. Bortoleto's found a gap on the inside. We've seen him pull off some fantastic moves already in this race, round the outside. Now he's going to try and pull off another, but Kushmaini well defended on that occasion, Alex Brundle.
And Victor Martins is absolutely flying in the Alpine livery machine. He's made a move on Hauger. He's now trying to go around the outside, and did he make it as they made their way through the exit of Luffield? He's got massive pace behind the wheel of that ART.
Hopefully keeping the pressure, hopefully keeping the mistake, don't lose behind. Keep trying to crash my roadway, man.
Well, Bortoleto not happy at all there with his teammate Maini. We've got teammates going head-to-head once again in Formula 2. As they come down towards Brooklands and Luffield now. Side by side, Martins dive down the inside there. Oh, we've got someone slowing. Now that's one of the high-techs. That is Pepe Marti, and championship leader Paul Aron slowing down the Wellington straight. Pepe Marti has come to a halt. He is out of this race, and Paul Aron could be out as well. Oh, we've got someone slowing. Now that's one of the high-techs. That is Pepe Marti, and championship leader Paul Aron slowing down the Wellington straight. Pepe Marti has come to a halt. He is out of this race, and Paul Aron could be out as well. Is that Isaac Hadjar off the road as well? It is. The top two in the championship are both out of this race.
Aron making the move around the outside. This is then a bit of contact down towards the apex. That's O'Sullivan making contact with Paul Aron. Two cars ahead of us. Pepe Marti going to pile through the spray and just clatter straight into the back of Paul Aron. But did Aron already have a problem there? Because he was really slow through the exit of the corner onto the Wellington straight. Let's have a look at it from Aron's perspective. Yeah. I think he's already got a problem there, Aaron. At the same time, we're going to look at Hadjar having a completely unrelated incident here, and he's just going to go straight off at Cops.
I'm out! Sorry, I'm out. I don't know what happened there.
There he is, but he's got Zach O'Sullivan coming up the inside and making contact with him. Victor Martins round and Zach O'Sullivan going on, but that will certainly be Victor Martins tumbling down the order now, unfortunately. Well, Victor Martins stationary coming out of the loop there, and that is going to be Zach O'Sullivan crawling down the Wellington Straight.
The fight between Bortoletto and Miney being a bit more neutralised, but Miata challenged to the inside by Dirksen, who spins.
Dirksen spinning through Abbey there, and once again, for good measure, will catch the car now and should get back going again. So Joshua Dirksen rejoining the circuit. Here he goes to the outside, Gabriel Bortoletto giving it absolutely everything, but Miney has been equal to all the challenges in defence so far. Bortoletto thinks he's found a gap now, on the inside, through Luffield. Will this be the time? Bortoletto gets through, they almost touch wheels there. The crowd cheering as the two Invicta Racing drivers come through Woodcote through the final time. Bortoletto has pulled off a move here at Copse. Will he be able to do so again? Not quite on this occasion, Alex.
Scrabbling over the curb on the inside of Luffield, but he's got so much more grip than him. Lap by lap, it's moving more and more in Bortoletto's favour. How much time will he have left, though? That's the issue as they make their way through the final opportunities of the lap. He's got a couple more braking zones to do it in.
Well, this is the battle for third. It has been fast and furious. Bortoletto trying his best to get by Kush Miney, and it is going to go right down to the final corner. Gabriel Bortoletto doing his best to get by Kush Miney as they take us in towards Stowe Corner. But we can't count out this out front with conditions out their worst. Kimi Antonelli has adapted the fastest as he takes a giant leap to Formula One with his first win in Formula 2. Behind, we have side-by-side action with Bortoletto, Kush Miney, wheel-to-wheel round the final corner. Airborne goes Bortoletto to the final step of the podium.
Bravo, Kimiko! Yes! Awesome drive, buddy. Awesome drive. Yes!
Ah, let's go! Let's go! Oh my God! Woo! Oh, thank you guys. I needed it.
Looks like you can swim, mate. Great job.
Kimi Antonelli is a winner in Formula 2. The 17-year-old takes the win in the wet here at Silverstone by 8.6 seconds ahead of Zane Maloney. Gabriel Bortoletto in a last corner sprint gets ahead of his Invicta Racing teammate Kush Miney. That's a very special moment for Kimi Antonelli, the first of many. And we celebrate with champagne. It's been a wet day here at Silverstone, so no harm done with the champagne celebrations.
Bortoletto already having to catch the car in Stowe as he desperately tries to put tyre temperature into the rear of the Invicta.
That's not going to do those soft tyres any good at all. We are go here at Silverstone for the feature race in Formula 2. A race down to Abbey, which Victor Martins has won from P2. A poor start from Isaac Hadjar, and he has already been passed there by the Prema Racing driver of Ollie Behrman, who's charged up the order and gone through to P2 from 5th on the grid. Isaac Hadjar dropping down the order. There are raindrops falling on some of the camera lenses. We have a stationary Andrea Kimi Antonelli at the back of the field, and it appears we may have some rain falling on the circuit as they hit the Wellington Straight. The home fans will be cheering as in that red and white Prema, British driver Ollie Behrman already looking at a race lead after starting 5th on the grid.
It was a rocket launch for Oliver Behrman, who found himself around the outside of turn 1 and now is pushing towards the lead of the race. Bortoletto trying to make the move around the outside of Luffield as they continue to go side by side. The two AIX Racing cars almost coming to blows on the apex of Luffield, but but it's Behrman versus Martins as they turn into cops for the first time.
And round the outside, we've seen him do this before. Gabriel Bortoleto goes round the outside of Zane Maloney to take 5th place, but the boy from Barbados wants that 5th place back, side by side into Maggots and Beckett's, and in the yellow Invicta racing car, it is going to be Gabriel Bortoleto who holds the position.
Yeah, mate, it's over.
Well, that's the feeling from yesterday's winner. Lost the engine having spun. We'll have to see it again to see if he got help there down in turn 4. But Antonelli, a difficult end to the race for him. And let's just listen in as we roll through turn 3. It's contact.
There we go. Yeah.
Contact from behind, isn't it? Is it Miney that catches him?
Yeah, it's been noted as well.
Here's how it was from Colapinto. He's the leading runner on the hard compound tyre, suffering a bit in those first few corners with lack of mechanical grip and losing out to Jack Crawford round the outside, Zane Maloney round the outside, Bortoleto up the inside and had to give it a fistful of oversteer as well.
Oh, wow, yeah, so Paul Aron is in, our championship leader, in with damage. And Paul Aron, once again, picking up damage in this race. He's in.
Yeah, Paul Aron.
Huge drama.
Is this what we get? Is this the moment for Dirksen that we're going to see? Yeah, cuts to the inside. And is that's up the inside of Aron, who then he makes contact with?
It's unbelievable, Aaron. He's always so dirty. Come on.
The right rear looks slow for Behrman.
Oh no, it was a delayed stop there from Prema Racing, and Ollie Behrman has lost a couple of car lengths in the pit lane to Isaac Hadjar, and that will be reflected when they come back out onto the circuit to a second or so. And there you can see the difference as they come out onto the circuit.
Oliver Behrman being noted for a pit lane infringement there. Crawford, Martins, Maloney, Bortoleto all coming in to relinquish the soft tyre and go to the hard, and much then required of them in terms of getting this hard tyre up to temperature, and it's slow for Martins as well.
Yeah, I think he had to wait for a couple of cars to come through, and now it'll be about where they come out in comparison to Hadjar, and Crawford tries to get going just ahead of Maloney. Oh, there was almost contact between the pair there. That was inches between them. Onto the hanger straight. Can Isaac Hadjar take advantage of DRS where Victor Martins does not have it? He's going to look to the outside at Stowe. Will he go all the way round the outside there, wheel to wheel, round Stowe corner, and Isaac Hadjar off the circuit will rejoin side by side with them. It's going to be battle on the brakes between the pair, and Victor Martins has just held on.
Hadjar knows he can't keep it off the road through the outside of Stowe and had to concede on the way in. He'll live to fight another day.
Will it be in the braking zone for the Red Bull Junior? He's going to go to the outside. He's going to take it all the way round the outside. Isaac Hadjar briefly off the road. Almost contact between the pair. And now it's a traction battle round Club Corner as Victor Martin goes off the road. They're side by side down Hamilton Straight into the flat-out Abbey Corner. Isaac Hadjar fighting for the championship lead, and he's taken the race lead. But incoming Jack Crawford side by side with Isaac Hadjar, who takes the race lead. Will he stay there, Alex?
There's no way back on for Martins. It's so difficult around the outside of Abbey, and he's lost massive time there. But Hadjar now under pressure. Hadjar now under pressure from Crawford, who's going to go down the inside as they head towards Brooklands.
Crawford has taken it with DRS where Isaac Hadjar did not have it. And watch out for Zane Maloney as well. 4th in the championship. He's in the Sauber Academy livery just behind this. He wants to take advantage and take big points today as well. He's just behind, and all of this good news for Franco Colapinto as these guys delay each other. Penalty for Jack Crawford as well. So we've got a penalty for the driver now leading this battle. So that's big news of 5 seconds.
It's for the unsafe release on Maloney.
Sorry, mate. That's because of Victor, man.
Okay, Crawford has a 5-second time penalty. Crawford, 5-second time penalty.
Crawford has a penalty.
Yes, 5 seconds. Stay calm.
Crawford absolutely charging as he comes down to Stowe Corner. He will win on the road, but that 5-second penalty will drop him down to second, possibly third place, given what happens in these final few corners. Nevertheless, it's been a superb drive from Jack Crawford, and he will return to the podium. But behind, it's going to be a change to the championship lead as Isaac Hadjar comes across the line to win the feature race here at Silverstone. Silverstone. He goes to the top of the championship standings with his third win in Formula 2. Zay Maloney finishing in second place. Another Silverstone podium for him.
Come on! Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles! Oh, wow, 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 wow. Thank you, guys.
Isaac Hadjar, our winner after Jack Crawford received that 5-second penalty at the end. He takes his third win of the season and goes to the top of the championship standings. Zay Maloney, back-to-back podiums here this weekend, and he elevates himself to over 100 points, being one of only 3 drivers to have that. Jack Crawford, a third podium of the season. Here's Isaac Hadjar, Campos, their first win here at Silverstone since 2019. And as celebrations are in, we reflect on a great feature race there, a great strategic battle, but Isaac Hadjar taking full advantage.
Formula 2 goes racing once again. Good launch off the line for Richard Verschoor. He chops across the Invicta car of Kushmaini, who's into second place. Victor Martins is challenging for third place, but it's Antonelli with a lockup on those soft tyres. Can he rotate the car through? He's going to hang on to third place at the moment. They're all getting very, very close in the background, under pressure on that red wall tyre, going up against Hadjar, trying to come back, trying to go around the outside. Can our championship leader do it? Up against the orange car of Hadjar. Let's see, can he get the inside line? Wait for it, just going to go back through. Up to second place goes Kimi Antonelli as those red-walled tyres fire up quicker than the white-walled hards, and it's for sure. Then Antonelli, and crucially, Hauger stayed ahead of championship leader.
Antonelli's got massive traction in comparison to Verschoor, and surely he's going to be able to make some kind of move through the rest of this lap. It's Bortoletto going around the outside of turn 5, making the challenge, and they're still side by side as they head down towards turn 6, but Antonelli with the clear grip advantage at this stage.
Really important to pass, pull away.
But a massive movement under braking.
We saw it down towards turn 1. Verschoor will get away with one of those, I think, before race control intervene. You're not supposed to make those movements in the braking zone.
Verschoor in the middle part of the lap, really struggling, not fully on the racing line and driving heavily on his mirrors like he was down to turn number 1. It's all about the preparation now. These corners crucial to get the run down to turn number 1.
Absolutely, and the longer you're following, the more you're going to damage the tyre, especially the soft in those long radius corners. Verschoor needs Antonelli behind him, damaging that left front, but that's the difference. You can see the mechanical grip. The DRS will be open and the move will be on. Again, down in the braking zone towards T1.
Richard Verschoor checking the left mirror, checking the right mirror. Here comes Antonelli on the attack. This time he's ahead, and this time he takes the lead. The soft tyre propels him to the first place in the race, and Antonelli was told on the radio, get a move on. He responded, and Antonelli takes the lead.
Hauger then looking.
Now, one of the reasons that we bring up the safety car is that you get moves of brinkmanship into the braking zone like that, and that was super late on the brakes, but it's not going to work this time for Hauger, who nearly slithered on by with the latest of late braking moves, but he's still in 5th place. It's now a 9/10 of a second gap, and there's another lockup, which will not help the condition of Antonelli's tyres.
That's the issue with a flat-spotted tyre. It finds the flat spot over and over again, and you lose more and more rubber. The more you lock it up, the more it will lock up, and Antonelli's got big issues now.
Is this the moment for Richard Verschoor to retake the lead? He will hope so. Diving to the inside, another lock-up from Antonelli, who won't make the corner, and it's the lead once again for Richard Verschoor. Antonelli led so many laps today, but the tyres have faded, and it's Verschoor versus Maini to win this one. Look at the state of the racetrack. Over the marbles, brave on the brakes. Antonelli tried to be braver, and there was no grip to be found. Deep into turn 1 to turn 1st into 3rd. His time out front is over. It's been a starring role for Antonelli, but he will not add points to his tally today. Fading tyres here mean that it's now the hard one that you want to be on rather than the soft, and it allows Aaron to retake some of the places that he lost, and he is in 13th position now, pressuring O'Sullivan for 12th place, and that is mighty close at huge speed and going around the outside and nearly keeping all 4 wheels on the road. How on earth did Crawford get that close to an overtake?
Did he keep it on? He looked like he might have had just a sliver of sidewall still on the road there, Crawford. Paul Aaron doing a good job to keep it inside him as well.
Hadjar's in the mix for this one as well. Hauger trying to get by, and whilst they fight with themselves, does that open the door for the championship leader to go past one soft runner, maybe another in a couple of corners? Up to 5th place goes Isaac Hadjar.
Shimmies round the outside. Hadjar, lovely move.
Time for another battle. Soft tyre versus soft tyre, with Colapinto closing in. The lead MP wants to get by. They're fighting each other in the middle of the road. Massive lock-up for Fittipaldi, who goes sailing on by, and Hauger takes the place.
Goodness me, locked it up all the way down there, and that's going to be significant damage. Look, there's so much vibration. The front wing is vibrating for Fittipaldi, busting up in the mid-pack.
This is going to be a race for the final point. Taylor Barnard has come steaming through the field, and there's action all the way through now.
Oh,
Puncher. Well, we said he took a lot of rubber off the tyre, all the rubber off the tyre for Fittipaldi, who's going to try and come back through. That's how heavily they were pushing the soft.
And is he going to be able to roll round the outside? Not this time.
Nearly into the side of him as he tries to keep it. 2 wheels on the road. He will have the outside line. He's squeezed by Oliver Bearman. Does he have a wheel to the inside? Taylor Barnard takes his place in the points as the Brits battle on. And it's Barnard, who started way down the order in 17th place, who fires himself to a single point as it stands. Look at how close it is. Dam's on the left, Dam's on the right. Oliver Bearman on the inside. Will they make it through there? How on earth have they managed to still find themselves pointing in the right direction with Juan Manuel Correa up to 9th?
How? Which one disappeared? How did they make it through the middle of turn 3? That was unbelievable.
Put your hand up at home if you thought all 3 were about to pirouette round. Chaos behind, Serene at the front of the field. He chose the right tyre. He pulled away, all the way to the top step of the podium for the 4th time in Formula 2. Richard Verschoor wins. Kushmaini takes a fine 2nd place. 3rd on the road will be Victor Martins. Then it will be our championship leader, Hadjar in 4th. Hauger, then Colapinto, then Aaron and Barnard will be the point scorers. Outside of the points, anyone's game, all the way to the checkered flag.
Outside of the points, if you've still got all your winglets, then you've won, effectively. Such is the nature of the battling through to the end. Miata being challenged by Maloney to the inside.
This is only for 13th place, but after a race like this, they will want every position they can get. It will be a drag race to the line involving about 6 different cars. Bortoletto is in the mix as well. They're trying to take Stanek. This group that have provided so much entertainment in the final laps, we're about to call them over the line. Bearman's come over the line in 11th, and it's Villa Gomez, Miata, then Maloney, then Antonelli, Stanek, and Bortoletto 17th, Marty in 18th, Dirksen 19th, Cordial drops to 20th. That was Formula 2.
It's P1, mate. This is your position. Good job. Yeah, thank you guys. Very good job. The car was great. It should have been my 3rd win, but let's see it as my 1st. Well done, Richard. Very proud of you. This one was a very, very strong ride. Grazie. Well done, my friend.
It was a super result for Richard Verschoor, who took his 1st win of the season ahead of Kushmaini and Victor Martins, our podium finishers today. It was a great battle between him and Kushmaini all the way to the end.
A race that's given back to several drivers who've had a tricky time at stages through the year, and has done so in a way that demonstrates their ability behind the wheel, not least in the shape of Verschoor and Martins.
An extraordinary twist before we've even begun. Our championship leader did not make it out of the pit lane in time. He is exasperated. Well, it's a timing issue clearly, and he will start the feature race from the pit lane.
Yeah, it was one mistake after the other, and they are chilling. Yeah, they are chilling. They do a mistake with the tires, and nobody rushes.
Yeah, but man, how do we make this mistake on the 1st place? How does that happen? Come on! Yeah, they were cruising like it's holidays.
and F2 in Budapest is underway. Good reaction time for the front row. Really good reaction time for Bortoleto, but he had no momentum. Look at that from Victor Martins. He's gone from 5th on the grid to the lead. Can Fittipaldi get there to the inside? Our pole sitter's going to lose a ton of places off the road. Victor Martins turns 5th on the grid to the lead by the time that he gets to turn number 1. Absolutely extraordinary. Fittipaldi finds himself in 2nd place, then in 3rd. Bortoleto, our pole sitter, has tumbled down the order. That was the orange MP of Hauger getting by. A really disappointing start for our pole sitter. A dream one for Victor Martins.
A huge lockup for Paul Aaron, who's going to lose a place again to Behrman around the outside of turn 4. Lost downforce, had cold tyres from that front wing, and then just had to lock up to try to avoid the car ahead, and he's tumbling down into the mid-pack, losing another space to Hauger as they make their way through turn 6.
Bortoleto had a huge amount of momentum and nowhere to use it, and yet it parted for the driver who started 5th and taking his place in the lead. Victor Martins, an extraordinary start. Seen that a couple of times in Formula 2 through the last decade, but very rarely do you get a driver from outside the first 2 rows leading into turn 1. DRS enabled for the first time for Fittipaldi to use it. He was close enough without it. Martins knows, hugs the inside line. Go the long way round is the challenge. He hangs him out to dry, and he claims 1st place for the moment, but he's under huge pressure now. Bortoleto will be hoping that they scrap and scrap again. He wants it to be a 3-car fight, but we're on board with Fittipaldi, trying to go the long way round. There can be grip out there. Can he turn the outside line to the inside line? Will they make it through this corner? Once again, it's close. Once again, it's side by side, but Martins hangs on. Antonelli, bold to the inside. He was told on the radio this would be massive for our race if you could get past Maloney, and he improvised to get by. Maloney's not having it though, and they're scrapping in a part of the racetrack that you never normally see. Antonelli up to P4 could have huge implications later on in the feature. We are on board with the driver behind, trying to get to the inside of the curb. He's hit him! He's hit him and he's spun! Our pole sitter hits Maloney. Both of them spin round. Aaron and Maloney just going through turn number 2. It looked like it was reduced speed. It looked like it was in control. It was anything but.
So Aaron goes to the inside of Hauger here, and what Maloney's trying to do is slow the car down in the middle of the corner to look after that hard tyre, square it off so he's not turning and delivering traction at the same time. So he slows the car right down. Aaron plain misjudges it.
I've destroyed my race.
That is side by side, at least it was, because Victor Martins has gone through the fresher hard rubber tells, and the ART driver has 1 car ahead of him, and Kimi Antonelli still needs to come into box. And that's a big moment. Into the wall, car 16 finds the barrier, and that is Cordial, the 2nd high-tech, out of the race, and we will get a safety car.
Ooh, out wide. He's not very wide, is he, on the curb? Already the rear a bit unsettled. Cordial, though, taking the curb, and it often lifts the rear tyre off the ground. We're going to see it from Hauger, who's behind Cordial. And let's have a look then. He's just lost it balance-wise.
Yeah, I crashed. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I hit the curb and I crashed.
Okay, copy. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Here's our race leader, Kimi Antonelli, back into play to be a contender.
Yeah, and this gap that Antonelli's built becomes all the more important now because it's magnified hugely by the earliest arrival of the safety car. The question is, where does Antonelli come out? And then, what can he do on that soft compound tyre? Was he too deep there?
Did he slow that down, Alex? Did he scrub off the speed in time? Where you catch the safety car, crucial as well. There's the change of lead. Victor Martins goes into the lead of the feature race. Kimi Antonelli, if he got it slowed down, is going to get the soft tyres to attack at the end of this one.
Antonelli already up underneath the gearbox of Hauger.
Trying to turn 5th into 4th. Can he get to the apex first? Martins leads, but he's going to have to get on with it because Kimi Antonelli is on the charge. 1 cleared, 3 to go.
Going to try and make the move in short order on Fittipaldi. He got in and he also got out. Traction better despite the difficult line in. Fittipaldi having to manage the car. We've got moves then further back through the pack as well.
Crawford getting past Hadjar. Antonelli getting to the podium places. He's third by turn number 3.
Easy move on Fittipaldi. That's the differential in grip. He's got two tough customers though. The Brazilian Bortoleto, the Frenchman Victor Martins, both able to throw their elbows nice and wide, and they're going to be battling between themselves as well when Antonelli arrives.
3-car battle, the first two on the white-walled hard tyre, a fresh soft tyre for Kimi Antonelli, who is trying once again in the middle of the racetrack to do what he did to Zane Maloney earlier on. The McLaren junior driver up against the Mercedes man into the braking zone. Second place for Kimi Antonelli on the charge once again. Nothing Bortoleto can do to respond. We're going to a timed race, under 11 minutes plus a lap to go. The rookie of the year from last year up against the 17-year-old who surely seems, at one stage of his career, Formula One bound. He led a lot of laps yesterday. It came to nothing. It's the opposite equation today. Now on the soft tyres with DRS. Martins defends, but Antonelli attacks all the way to the race lead. Fifth at the restart, first with 9 minutes to go. Antonelli, first place in the race. Who's on the third step of the podium? Let's find out. If it's a traction race, it could belong to Vasseur. They're so close to making contact. This one's going to go all the way to turn number 2. Advantage Trident, though. Advantage Richard Vasseur from the disappointment of disqualification back to the podium today. The man linked with promotion to Formula One is about to win for the second time in Formula 2, but this time it's the feature. Awesome stuff from Antonelli, who wins a feature race for the first time in Formula 2 and punches the air with delight. He's beaten Victor Martins and Richard Vasseur to the flag. It's a fine podium. Martins making the wrong tyre work yesterday and today. Double podium for him.
Thank you so much, guys. Wow, this was a good one. Thank you guys for the hard work. We all deserve this. Bravo, Kimi, bravo. Oh my God, I'm crying as well.
The feature race that has been claimed by Kimi Antonelli, his second win of the season and his rookie campaign in Formula 2. Victor Martins in second, and it's a double podium this round as well. He's been excellent all the way through the weekend. Richard Vasseur from 10th on the grid to 3rd by the flag. Kimi Antonelli, a feature race winner in Formula 2 for the first time.
Well, joy on the podium and an element of relief as well, I would expect. Excellent, excellent drive, though, from Kimi Antonelli, who thoroughly deserved that one.
And we go racing to turn number 1. Good reaction time for our pole sitter. Second phase to the start. Can he hang on to it? Hauger got a better launch in the second phase, but they're taking it easy into La Source as we make our way into the first of 18 laps. Can they all pinch through? And they have been extremely well behaved as Vasseur tries to put the pressure on the top 3 as they leave the line. And now we're going into Eau Rouge up the hill with the spray and the rain falling ever harder as we try to scramble our way through. O'Sullivan with the lead.
Lovely stuff from O'Sullivan. A better launch for Hauger, but O'Sullivan had the braking done. Down the inside, it's now Maloney who's going to be under pressure from Crawford as they head down towards Lake Coombe.
Weaving all over the place, trying to make the move against Colapinto. Zane Maloney in the Sauber livery gets the place. That's up to 4th. That's the main change in the top 5. And Maloney gets past Colapinto. Look at that from Antonelli, diving to the inside of Crawford. And he can't find his way through there. They are fat with fuel, fighting the cars. They've been waiting for 5 hours, and the rain is coming down in greater intensity. At the final chicane, that is super late on the brakes from Oliver Behrman, who knows who he's up against, knows that Hadjar can't afford to take any risks, and that's a glorious way to gain 6 places on the opening lap.
Lovely spatial awareness through the second apex as well. Hadjar, you can see the spray, but now it's Crawford looking down the outside.
Colapinto not enjoying these conditions compared to Crawford, compared to Antonelli. Car number 12 is Colapinto. Better launch out of the first corner for Crawford, who's going to be easing ahead here and going to be taking 5th place by the time they get to Eau Rouge.
Turning through the mid-corner of La Source, it's Antonelli side by side then with Colapinto.
Big moment of brinkmanship. Antonelli gets there, Antonelli gets by, but they'll both be compromised, and Behrman's on the attack. Antonelli was brave to force his way past Colapinto. He managed to get there, actually into Eau Rouge, not Radion. By the time they got to Radion, it was a great move. Looking to pull off a great move is Zane Maloney. He's run out of road. Richard Vasseur close there with the driver from Barbados who rejoins. Still, in 4th place. Antonelli getting by and staking his claim to move up to 6th.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Antonelli. Extremely brave. Cuts to the inside. Then he's got more traction because he's offline. Colapinto finds himself with a little less traction out on the rubber line. Brilliant feel for the amount of grip they have and the amount of space they have up against the wall there. Antonelli so brave and critically measured to keep it on the road through the exit of Raidillon.
Full safety car is deployed. This is the reason why Pepe Marti steps out of the car. It's a retirement for him. The red flag interrupts the race then. They believe it's too wet to go racing safely here at Spa. And that is it. Unfortunately, that is the end of the sprint race in Belgium here in Spa. We were able to give you some racing laps. We were able to give you an amazing overtake at Eau Rouge with Andrea Kimi Antonelli, but sadly there'll be no more. That is the end of proceedings. The race will not be resumed. We will give out points to the top 5 as per the regulations, and cars will be under parc fermé conditions. We'll have the feature race tomorrow, but scoring points in this one then, our race winner, Zach O'Sullivan, and then Hauger, for sure, Maloney and Crawford, and we'll never know how far those Premiers could have gone. We didn't go the full distance, but we did get a winner and we did get a race. We go back and our winner is Zach O'Sullivan, and then Dennis Hauger in 2nd. Richard Verschoor is heading to the podium for the 2nd race in a row. 2-time Formula 2 race winner now, and the trophy to prove it. On top and enjoying a spray of the bubbly is Zach O'Sullivan. The FIA saying the decision not to resume the race was taken due to a lack of visibility, but at least we got something on track to see. And Formula 2 goes racing in Spa. Good launch off the line for the pole sitter. He'll have the inside line into La Source. That's exactly what he needed. How brave is Bortoleto feeling? Big crash immediately into the barrier. Bearman eliminated with the Campos there of Pepe Marti straight into the wall. When do they neutralise the race? Because they'll need to. With the championship contenders heading into Eau Rouge on lap number 1. They are how they left the line then. It's Aaron, then Bortoleto, and then Isaac Hadjar making his way through. The yellow flag is out. Hadjar's got a big opportunity as we roar onto the Kemmel Straight. Side by side we go. Hauger was on the grass. Hauger was on the grass in the orange MP further back. It's wet off the racing line. Getting swallowed in the middle there. Oh, he got the move done. He got the move and took 2nd place. Super stuff there for Isaac Hadjar up to P2.
It's Miata escaping across the road. A car slowing in the middle of the pack there, descending through the field. But Isaac Hadjar gets the move done, and he needed to do it now. Off the road in the background as well, the Trident.
The Trident off the background was Richard Verschoor. Falling through the field, I believe, was Colapinto. Cars everywhere. One of the more aggressive opening laps you will see in Formula 2. Look, he's going to dart to the inside now. 3 into 1 doesn't go, and that's the end of both of their races. Maloney lucky to continue.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
As far as you're okay, it's good.
Yeah, I hesitated on Maloney because he was a long way back there. He had an absolutely awful start, didn't he, Zane Maloney? And that's in some way caught out Bearman.
Mate, my luck is insane. My luck is insane. Best start of my life.
Yeah, it was. For Marty, who's launched through the field, Bearman thinks he's operating only with Maloney, who can't go any further left.
And into the wall goes Victor Martins. After a heroic run through the field yesterday, it ends in the barriers on Grand Prix Sunday. Martins was racing Correa into the corner, goes over the corner. Barnard is racing Philip Gomez. Philip Gomez in the gravel, round he goes, collects Martins, and that's the end of their race.
Correct. DRS enabled this time, and Hadjar is going to have an option on Aaron using that system surely. Down the back straight, and Aaron knows it, moving immediately to cover off the slipstream.
It was 4/10 across the line. It's much less than that now. The top 2 in the championship did not get a chance to go wheel to wheel. DRS looking plenty powerful for Isaac Hadjar, who takes the lead on lap number 8.
Aaron does jump into the pit lane. Hadjar does not. He continues round, sets the fastest lap of the race. Trying to do something different here, Hightech, and potentially undercutting Hadjar. But we know that it is tricky without any tyre warming apparatus for Formula 2 cars to get the tyre up to speed and perform that undercut in F2.
And there's the move for Verschoor. He's getting past Crawford, under braking, and the Dutch driver up to P3 as Aaron goes on a defining outlap for the course of the championship title. This is the stop from Campos to cover off High Tech and Paul Aaron after Hadjar took the lead on track.
It's not quite as good, is it? Not quite as good, the stop for Campos. A little bit slow on the left front, a little bit slow on the left rear. And it's a tough pit lane, as you say, Jakesy. One of the toughest of the year with these hairpins to negotiate, particularly this one at the end of the pit lane on the new tyre. And Hadjar struggling to keep it inside the white line. He'll get a penalty if he doesn't. Yeah,
and there's Aaron, so he's covered it off. But remember, he's got to generate that tyre temperature. He's got to go through all of the pain that Aaron went through where he wasn't setting personal best in the middle sector, and there's a big advantage for the Campos driver. Can Aaron now use that tyre temperature to close the gap?
Max attack and box, max attack and box.
The top two in the championship about to do battle once again. We go on board with Hadjar, who's got the net race lead as it stands. It's going to be so close between the two of them, and he's got the place. Aaron retakes the position, and he moves up to what is 8th at the moment. Could be the win later on. Surely it's going to be very close, and he just breezes on by. That's how powerful the DRS is. Well, we've seen it now from both of them. If you can line up, if you can get into the position on the Kemmel Straight, the DRS is mighty. Is the pendulum swinging back to Bortoleto? Bortoleto putting more pressure on Aaron than Aaron is able to put on Hadjar. Remember, he's got fresher tyres. They're fighting all over the road at the moment, but watch the yellow Invicta of Bortoleto. He's up to what will be second place in the race. It's currently only 4th, but Barnard and Correa still need to stop out there. And as a result, Bortoleto suddenly a contender for the win. Now our championship contender is finding himself to the inside. This is a real moment of brinkmanship as he tries to take the fresh tyre ahead into Blanchimont corner, and he needed to clear the car. He did clear the car. He gets past Barnard up to second place, and for a man who's been through so much here, I want to say the sentence, Juan Manuel Correa leads whilst it happened. What a story that he's even racing here. Hadjar, as Correa pits, takes the lead, but it's Bortoleto that he's fighting now. Oh, a problem for Paul Aaron, who falls off the podium on the last lap. And we knew this race was going to have massive implications for the championship anyway. They just got greater. Aaron is stopping on the final lap of the race.
That is a monstrous championship swing for Paul Aaron, who finds himself slowing on the Kemmel Straight, and goodness me, that's close.
Antonelli getting past Dirksen, and that was on the final lap.
I can't believe it.
Defining moment in the championship. You felt it as we went on to that final lap, and then Aaron's car failed to see the flag. Hadjar went wheel to wheel with Paul Aaron, with Bortoleto, with both of his rivals, and surely his most satisfying victory. Isaac Hadjar takes the checkered flag and wins the feature race in Belgium. Bortoleto is in second to climb into second place in the point standings. It's heartbreak for Paul Aaron, who falls off the podium on the last lap and will not even finish. Jack Crawford's there as we come across the line. For the 4th time this season, Isaac Hadjar climbing onto the top step. His closest contender is now Gabriel Bortoleto. He's on 129 points thanks to his second place today. Jack Crawford inherited the podium place on the last lap after Aaron broke down. He takes home 25 points and is delighted with that one. He is the driver to catch. He is the driver to beat in Formula 2. Reflections as they spray the champagne. It feels like a day when you see all of the contenders show their best and one comes out on top. And Formula 2 is underway at the Temple of Speed. Poor launch off the line for Cordeal. He'll get swallowed up. Fittipaldi got the launch that he needed, and he is P1 hugging the inside line. Oh, it's going to be a big crash. Contact there with the MP Motorsport car going around, spinning into the barriers. Oliver Goethe on debut into the wall, and they're going to have to deal with this one as we go side by side. And a change of lead out front as Fittipaldi loses it, and hitting the front is Pepe Marti. All action start there down to turn number 1 as we were focusing on the crash. Marti was able to forge his way ahead, and he's going to be side by side with Fittipaldi into the first turn. Cordeal got a poor getaway, cars all over the road as we suspect expected they would be, but it's Marti with the lead at Monza.
And I think Antonelli was out in T1. The second of the Premers finds himself without a front wing, then down in the first chicane. Goethe is okay, and that's good to hear in his orange MP Motorsport car as they continue to battle. Pepe Marti in the lead as they head down towards the Ascari chicane. We're looking for the blue car in the middle of your screen, making contact with the orange car. There the contact is, and it's O'Sullivan who comes across the road into the right rear of Ollie Goethe. And I think, realistically, you've got to look at O'Sullivan for that. He does have space to his right-hand side, and a bit of an unnecessary contact there.
Now he drops the hammer, trying to hang on to the lead. He's got the entire field behind him as we go racing once again. What a sight, what a sound. We're racing for Formula 2 once more at Monza. Marti trying to hang on to the lead that he took into the second chicane. Fittipaldi wants it back. Fittipaldi's getting it back, but he's locking up in the process to go deep once again into turn number 1, and he knows he won't be able to take the lead that way. So as they scramble through the first chicane, we find ourselves with Marti back, P1.
The difficulty for Fittipaldi now will be holding on to extra places because it slows you down so much, having to feather out of the throttle. Aaron trying to make the move then as they head down towards the Roger chicane, but it's Behrman to the inside.
Martins gets to second, Behrman gets to third. Fittipaldi was looking at the lead, he drops down to fourth position. Pepe Marti trying to check out, trying to get the hammer down and leave everyone behind. Can Martins hang on? Both of them not having the seasons that they planned. A moment of brinkmanship. Martin stays ahead, trying the up and under move is Behrman. This one's going to continue as Miney goes deep into turn number 1. It's all action. It always is for Formula 2 at Monza. Curva Grande. And we see, can he get a wheel inside? Martins has to leave a space. Behrman trying to get to the apex first. Can Behrman get there? He will. P2.
Out in the dirt and the dust between the two highest returning drivers this season. We've got a high-tech getting very wide through the mid-corner of the Roger chicane, and that gives Maloney an opportunity. Down the outside of Hauger, he's going to make it to the apex of the Lesmo, is he?
He is in the slipstream. He is heading to Formula 1. Can Marti make that corner? No, he was way too quick into turn number 1. Marti will hang on to the lead, will he, when he rejoins? Will it be the time for Behrman to hit the front of the field? Behrman goes through, and Behrman has been on the attack and then some in this one. It's not been the season that we expected. It's not been the season that he wanted, but he's heading to Formula 1 with Haas, and the Ferrari Junior leads at Monza.
Yeah, Marti had to get out of it, didn't he? He recognised that he kept the place off the track. Maloney's now made that move past Cordeal, and we're side by side in the Roger Shane with big contact for Bortoletto.
Behrman trying to break that 1 second window and leave Marti behind. Marti looking for another podium finish in his rookie year, but at the moment he's looking at Martins, getting closer and closer and getting to the apex first. We have a new top 2. Behrman leads, and Martins gets past Marti up to second place.
Big send to the inside, so close to contact.
Dirksen gets it done on the brakes. How was that not contact? Pepe Marti down to 5th. The new surface, the curbs, the late braking moves that we are seeing, all on the edge. Dirksen slowed it down, and Dirksen took 4th place.
Yeah, so close to contact with the Van Amersfoort car. The high-tech now going side by side.
So further back, we've got moves everywhere, and Cordeal fighting once again. Hadjar not wanting to get heavily involved. This is only for 12th position at the moment. This is our championship leader. Dirksen out of the slipstream, and the driver from Paraguay is powering to 3rd position. He's got the pace at the moment, and Fittipaldi's day up and down the order. He's back to 4th right now, but you wouldn't bet on that staying the same. He's got a chance into the second chicane. He's got a good run. Now, can Dirksen get to the apex first? Can he hug that inside line? Would have to be super brave to go the long way round. Can Fittipaldi do it on the brakes? And it's going to be Dirksen who claims the position. Off the road once more for Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi down to 4th, Pepe Marti still 5th, Dirksen P3. We're battling over 4th position. Pepe Marti trying to hang on to it. Fittipaldi trying to take it away. Out of the slipstream he goes. How much confidence has he got on the brakes? How much tyre has he got left? Pepe Marti knows the reality, hangs on to fourth. Contact between Maloney and Aaron, who's damaged his front wing there. So through goes Hauger, and through goes Crawford as well. And they have dropped back. So it's just Marti and Fittipaldi debating over fourth place as Aaron has damage to the front wing and his chance of points fade away. Maloney trying to keep Hauger behind. It's Marti still in fourth, and Maloney did keep Hauger behind. Maloney, who's taking the position on the last lap. That was bold and brave, and it rewards him with fifth position.
Brave on the brake pedal, shoehorns him out of the way on the way into turn 4. Maloney so brave, and Fittipaldi just had to yield.
What a battle these drivers have given us. This has been incredible. So Maloney soaring away at the back as they make their way to Ascari for the final time in a contest that they have illuminated. But out front, it is Oliver Behrman taking a maximum. 10 points for victory, 1 point for fastest lap. Oliver Behrman wins the sprint at Monza, his second win of the season. And you can see how delighted to take the flag the Ferrari Junior is. Martin takes away the fastest lap on the last lap. Dirksen has just a second podium in his Formula 2 career, and they are spraying over the line, left, right and centre. Pepe Marti was fourth. Look at his margin, half a second. Maloney was fifth. Look at the margin that Crawford had, 0.04 of a second. Fittipaldi, who started from the front, fades down to seventh. Hauger completes the points, and that was Monza magic from the entire Formula 2 field. A race won by Oliver Behrman.
Good job, bravo, bravo.
Good job, guys. That was really nice today. It was a fun race. Now we have a pit stop tomorrow, so maybe we can do it again. Bravi ragazzi, buon lavoro. Monza ci voglio bene. Ci amo, dai.
Oliver Behrman took the win. He was ahead of Victor Martins in second place. Podium was completed by Joshua Dirksen. Rest of the point scorers led by Marti, then Maloney. Crawford was sixth, and then Fittipaldi seventh. Bortoleto went from 22nd on the grid to 8th place. And Formula 2 is underway for the feature race. We're racing down to turn number 1. Poor launch away for our championship leader, Hadjar. He's dropped down, but it's a great getaway for Aaron, who's putting the pressure on Maloney. Can he get to first position? No, Maloney's going to box him out of contact between Aaron and the championship leader, and multiple cars off the road, including Hauger. It had been a great start for Aaron, but he was hit as he went into the first turn, and Maloney has a gargantuan advantage. Then it is Oliver Behrman, who I think has made his way up, and Kimi Antonelli is third. After chaos at turn number 1, the pressure is being applied by Dirksen, who was on the podium yesterday, P4 at the moment. The two Premers, both bound for Formula 1, side by side once again like they were in Monaco. Antonelli got the jump, but it's retaking the position for Oliver Behrman. Wild opening lap.
I'm interested to see. So yes, it is. It's Hadjar then who just. No, it's Marti coming from the rear of the field, I think, who locks up and makes contact with the rear of Paul Aaron's machine.
Furthermore, so there you go. There's the lock-up for Pepe Marti. Hadjar able to go over the road along with Victor Martins. Maloney with a massive advantage. Moves further back. That's our championship leader trying to go past Joshua Dirksen, on board with Hadjar, who tucks back in. Meanwhile, battle for the lead out front. Can Maloney hang on to it? How aggressive is Behrman prepared to go, trying to win once again for the third time at Monza in Formula 2. Maloney judges that really nicely, maintains the lead.
So Behrman's out of DRS and will be under pressure.
Dirksen's putting the pressure on Alex. It's one thing to look ahead, but Joshua Dirksen has found some form this weekend. And if he can pick his braking spot, he's really dead Antonelli. Both of these jumped past Formula 3, and it's Dirksen reclaiming his place on the podium. He's having his best Formula 2 weekend by far since he joined the championship this year, and he goes past Mercedes' pick for the Formula 1 seat next year. That's Dennis Hauger, parked up.
This could be a critical moment. If this is a safety car, this could be a critical moment for anybody on the traditional strategy who's yet to pit. So that's an interesting one as you've got Behrman side by side.
So Behrman trying to put the pressure on, went to the tyres earlier. It's got them into the temperature window. No tyre blankets in FIA Formula 2. No chance for Dirksen to defend. And the safety car is out to change the complexion of the race.
Here's the spin for Hauger, I would imagine, that caused it all, and he's going to get caught there, is he, slightly by Miata on their way through the first chicane?
It was indeed. Ritomo Miata, who I think was just clipping the rear tyre.
I got take it out.
Bortoleto, last to first challenge. It was because of the pit stop sequence, but he's now got an opportunity to pit under the safety car.
Big pressure moment. Bortoleto already trying to make the move on Coolan down towards that first corner and keep himself out of trouble.
So 2 races in the mix. Coolan won't get it done, and that was Stanek seeing it coming. He had to open the door as Coolan went deep over the road, and Stanek has lost that position. So Bortoleto has 3 drivers to clear, and it's different strategies meeting here. You will have Maloney in the middle as well, really attacking. Look at this between Maloney and Behrman. It is so intense and tight between Maloney, Behrman and Dirksen. And oh, the screeching of tyres in the second chicane. Behrman over the road, and still Maloney leads that gaggle for the moment. Oh, here's the moment, or I thought it was going to be the moment for Gabriel Bortoleto. We've got an Alpine Junior ahead of a McLaren Junior. We've got another Alpine Junior, 3 wide into the first turn, was never going to work. Just not enough room there, and contact in the middle between Behrman, who was in the mix, and then you had Victor Martins taking advantage of it, making his way through. Juan Manuel Correa dropping down to 8th place. Gabriel Bortoleto from last to first with the help of a safety car, but he will not care one iota. You have just watched the boy from Brazil go from 22nd position to the lead in Monza.
Unbelievable, great move then on his teammate Miney, who didn't defend it too hard after a little bit of defence earlier on in the lap, but Bortoleto now owes a stop to no one and takes the lead of the race.
Hey, I'm driving in Monaco.
Racing's going to go on again between Antonelli. He's going to go down the outside.
We then had Hauger spun round, which brought out the safety car, and those who came in early to make their mandatory stop, well, they found themselves being shuffled back in the pack, and Gabriel Bortoleto, who extended that opening stint on the super soft tyre, went for the traditional strategy, and it means that he was able to get the benefit of pitting under the safety car, as was Richard Verschoor, and Bortoleto therefore has gone from 22nd on the grid to the lead on lap 22 of 30. Looks the closest that Antonelli's been so far. Verschoor is lining up Goethe, and Antonelli is lining up Behrman. Oh, a bit of debris there in the background, wasn't there? I'm sure there was a bit of carbon fibre who flew off. Making the move and taking 4th place is Richard Verschoor. The 2 Premers once again coming to blows. It's all getting a bit personal, and Behrman finds himself shuffled onto the gravel.
And now has made his way up to the rear of Victor Martins, and was going to have a go in his favourite place down towards the first chicane.
So Martins doesn't have the response, and Prema spent all the race fighting each other. Antonelli moves ahead. It is every driver for themselves. It's worth saying that you don't often get team orders, and a lot of the time, if you try to deploy them, you get a rather feisty message. So Antonelli gets himself up to 5th position with 1 driver ahead still to stop. Gabriel Bortoleto has found himself with a story to remember. He is making his way to the final corners on the last lap, having started in 22nd position. Gabriel Bortoleto takes the win, last to first at Monza for the boy from Brazil. Bortoleto wins to reignite the championship challenge. An extraordinary victory. Maloney is P2. The podium is completed by Richard Verschoor. Antonelli 4th on a special weekend for him.
Oi, oi, oi! Oh! Amazing racing! It's not how you start, but how you finish. Commanding win. Yeah! Come on! That's how we do it, boy!
22nd on the grid to first. That is outrageous from Gabriel Bortoleto. Zane Maloney in 2nd. Richard Verschoor completed the podium. Kimi Antonelli raced well to 4th. It was great stuff from Joshua Dirksen in P5. The points completed by Victor Martins, Oliver Behrman, Rafael Villagomez getting 4 points for Van Amersfoort Racing, then Jack Crawford and Enzo Fittipaldi. You've just seen a driver win from 22nd on the grid. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. Join us later on this year when Formula 2 returns. And Formula 2 goes racing on the streets of Baku. Good launch for the debut boy. Mansell has the lead into turn number 1. Mini is up to second. Poor getaway for Crawford means that he is down to 4th position. Dirksen has gone through into 3rd, defending that place. Mansell holds the lead. Mini up to 2nd. Dirksen up to 3rd. Will they all make it through on the opening lap of 21? Around this 6-kilometre circuit, they'll be trying to generate temperature, but they're also going wheel to wheel. As you see Bortoleto next to Victor Martins in the Alpine livery car, and Maloney's trying to get the pair of them down into the late braking zone. Will they all get through? Oh, that was close, but that's a really brave move from Zane Maloney to gain a couple of positions. Good brinkmanship. He's up a place. Mansell holds the lead. This is Zane Maloney going on the attack, trying to go the long way round. Is the room for 2 cars into turn number 1? Lot of confidence right now for Maloney, who's momentarily ahead, but they're still running side by side. It's 90-degree corners, and he wasn't able to get the move done. Maloney trying to pass for 5th place, drops down to 7th. Victor Martins takes the place away. You're looking at Christian Mansell on debut, 19 years of age, leading Gabriele Mini, also 19 years of age, and we're going to get our first battle for the lead. Late on the brakes, trying to get to the apex first, and he's done it. Mini takes the lead on debut. Mansell tries to come back immediately. These 2 stars of Formula 3 now battling for victory in Formula 2, and Mini gets ahead. Mansell said he was going to be learning a lot today. He's trying to defend, but there's no opportunity to do so. If Dirksen can pick his braking point, and what confidence on the brakes. Further back, there's another chance for a move there. Very, very close in the background, and it's Victor Martins going wheel to wheel. Victor Martins dropping back, and Maloney's got through. Miney's in 5th. And these 3 have been battling time and time again. Mini leads Dirksen for the lead. This is Zane Maloney in 6th position. And you saw the battling going on between Miney and Martins, and Maloney says, thanks very much, up a place I go.
Oh, lightning reactions required, though, through the exit. Look at this change of angle for Maloney. Great control of that road in to keep it out of the side of Victor Martins, who did he just touch the wall there on the outside of turn 1?
To the inside goes Victor Martins, and he fights his way by. Nicely done. And that is Victor Martins reclaiming the position that he lost when he was trying to improve to 5th. Trying to improve to 5th has been tricky today. Here comes Joshua Dirksen, best chance he's had all race. He's never won before in Formula 2. This might be the day that it all changes. Dirksen takes the lead, and further back they're still swapping positions. Bortoleto gets by, he gets past Zane Maloney.
Bit of contact, wow, bit of damage for Zane Maloney, who was ahead of us on the road at that stage.
And this was further on, so that is Martins getting past Miney, Bortoleto getting past Maloney. Remember how quickly Maloney fired up those tyres earlier on? Well, he's on the defensive at the moment. Driver going backwards is Maloney. Driver going ahead to the point is Kimi Antonelli. Big opportunity for Crawford, trying to send his dams down the inside. He does so. Will he be the last one? No, Mansell gets passed by 2 cars. Crawford to the podium, and Martins up to 4th. Down to 5th goes Mansell as the rookies begin to fade. This is Kimi Antonelli getting past Gabriel Bortoleto, who was taking 2 points out of the championship lead of Isaac Hadjar. Drop it back down to 1 point, and that is a collision. Whoa, into the barriers we go. We saw Pepe Marti brush the wall. We see Rotoma Miata hit the wall. And on lap 15 of 21, we've finally got an intervention to reset the race. And Miata finds the barriers, brakes on fire. His race is done. Crucially, he's okay. That's the most important thing. But his race ends at turn number 3. And this was an attempted move on Dennis Hauger. It is dirty, it is dusty, and it is sometimes inevitable that if you carry too much speed on the inside of the corner, you are finding yourself in the barrier. Dirksen takes us back to green flag racing. Very, very tight in the background there. Lockups for Miney. Lockups. Oh, there's a chance there for 2nd place to change, and it does so. Through goes Crawford. So that's a change in position. You can't fit that many cars into turn number 2. Dirksen, then Crawford, then Mini, then Martins, then Mansell. The top 5 as we go racing once again.
Side by side again, the 2 Invictus, just as they were at the start of the race. But this time it's Bortoleto on the defensive. Antonelli trying to get in there as well. But Dirksen, unbelievably, has managed to hold the lead with 2.2 kilometres of real estate to defend.
Bortoleto into the wall. Can he keep going? And that was contact. Bortoleto fighting fighting with Mansell. Antonelli's not going to make that corner. They're sprayed all over the road as they try to fit 3 cars wide into some very narrow corners. It's getting narrower still. Dirksen, then Crawford, then Mini, then Martins, then Bortoleto. But did Bortoleto get damage when he hit the wall?
How on earth did Antonelli get through there? And he's still side by side with Miney as they make their way down into the one-at-a-time section. Track narrows down. There'll be no more battling, surely, through the castle section of the racetrack.
We're into single file, and they will know it. And, oh, that's not the start required. I think we're between 5 and 6. Anne-Marie Cordial facing the wrong way. And there's Coolan rejoining, and that really was frantic stuff. Trying to come through, Antonelli trying to get past Mansell and does so, trying the switchback move. Will he make the corner? Wonderful racing between these two. Will it be an inside line for Kimi Antonelli? The Mercedes-bound man for next year gets up to 7th place. The man from Paraguay will see the checkered flag first, and for the first time in FIA Formula 2, Joshua Dagson takes the checkered flag. It will be Crawford in 2nd place, and who's going to get 3rd over the line? It's Mini on debut, who claims it by 0.02 of a second. Baku always delivers.
Yeah, very good job, guys, very good job.
Yes! Yes, guys, come on!
Joshua Dirksen on the podium, celebrating with his team. That is a great moment. A maiden winner, a maiden podium. Bollicini all round, and celebrations for the top 3. Let's go racing on the streets of Baku. Richard Verschoor's got the launch. He needed massive crash in the background. Massive accident in the background involving one of the Campos cars that has been flicked over. We'll need a red flag. We need a red flag immediately. We've got a car upside down on the pit straight. Race control need to get involved with this, neutralize the race. Unfair for the drivers to still be racing on right now after a crash of such consequence. Richard Verschoor has the lead. Kimi Antonelli is in 2nd place. It is Victor Martins in 3rd. And we do now have the red flag. Again, we're looking to the yellow car that won't get off the line on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so it's the yellow car of mine. He doesn't get off the line, and it's moment-by-moment reactions. Goethe making contact first, and then Marty just with absolutely nowhere to go as the car of mine, he slews across the road after the initial contact. It's worst-case scenario, and it's always the drivers towards the rear of the field, but it's that's a horrible impact, and it is a rollover, isn't it, for Marty, who looked shaken on the pit wall, and I can understand why.
Thankfully, that car landing the right way up and not being pitched into the pit wall there. Horrible moment for Pepe Marti. Most important thing, thumbs up. Good to see as well the medical delegate, Dr. Ian Roberts, checking in with Kush Miney, who's looking at the remnants of his Invicta. When will Richard Verschoor take us back to green flag running? The answer's right now. Let's go racing in Baku once again. The green flag flies, and it's a good reaction time for Victor Martins, putting the pressure on Kimi Antonelli, and it's going to be late braking into turn number 1. Maloney trying to go the long way round. The top 4 are in the same order that we restarted. It's Verschoor, then Antonelli, then Martins, then Maloney, as they try to generate tyre and brake temperature and then go on the attack. Victor Martins has got the run. Victor Martins has got the opportunity to the dusty and dirty part of the track. Martins up to 2nd position, and that was an efficient move. A fine way to take 2nd place in the race, and he goes on the charge. Rotoma Miata is another one, trying to put the pressure on, and he is going to be late on the brakes, able to move past Juan Manuel Correa. Into the DRS we go. Verschoor looking in the right mirror and then the left mirror and then trying to apply the defensive shape, but sweeping by to take the lead is Victor Martins. Determined driving, and the Frenchman hits the front.
Vicious racing. Victor Martins, though, finds the apex first, and he heads down towards turn 2 with Verschoor behind.
This is Dirksen and Mansell racing rather closely as we have a yellow flag in the middle part of the racetrack, as we have Mansell in his first feature race start moving up to 6th position, and he doesn't look like he's going to be the only one as well. Mini in the battle. Mansell takes the place. The Australian driver is through. Verschoor finds himself now leaving the pit lane for sure, leaving first. Then it's Antonelli, then it's Victor Martins. The action on track upended by what we've seen in the pit lane, and the racing lead is reset. Not ideal for Mansell. Bortoleto is out into the fast lane behind Maloney. Rodin and Invicta roaring through is Richard Verschoor. Then it's Kimi Antonelli in a few moments' time. It will be track position, but cold tyres for Zane Maloney. The overcut gives you track position, and now you've got to really work because Antonelli's tyres are fired up. Far better window for Antonelli, who's surely going to be making the pass, and he's at least trying to. This is crucial. Lock up trying to keep the place. Can he make the corner? Contact between Antonelli and Maloney, and one of our championship contenders is in the wall trying to reverse, but his chances of victory are gone.
So we're going to look down the outside with Antonelli, down towards turn 3. Maloney's just had a huge lock-up on that right front tyre. Never going to make the corner. Antonelli has to get right out of it, tries to turn around the back of Maloney, but just cannot quite get the Prema crank round in time. And will there be damage there for Antonelli? That's a huge contact on the side of the left front tyre.
Let's treat ourselves to some more battling in the mid-pack. Joshua Dirksen, Paul Aaron, and a change for 7th position, as once again he's able to power through. This is Isaac Hadjar locking up. He was the reason for our yellow flag. He has had such a tough run. Alex, it's going to be no points again, like it was in Monza, like it was in Baku, and it means that Bortoleto is in place now to take the championship lead, because it will be reduced points. It will be what we call column 3 points, but 4th place and 10 points is enough to give that man the championship lead, and that did not seem likely when we left Belgium. This championship has turned on its head. Gabriele Mini has shone so well this weekend, but the feature race will come to a conclusion in the barrier.
Verschoor and Trident will be thinking, please, we need the safety car because Martins is quicker than us. Gabriele Mini just with the lockup, like we've seen so many throughout the weekend so far. Little bit of a lapse of concentration. Virtual safety car has been deployed as a result of this contact for Mini. They've tried to keep the racing going.
Full safety car is deployed, race over. And Richard Verschoor has to keep it pointing in the right direction. He's got a slightly wonky car, so it's not the easiest thing to do. But if he keeps it on the racetrack, he will finally be able to climb onto the top step. The clock is at 0. There is the field. It's a photo finish, and Richard Verschoor will look up and see the checkered flag first. Verschoor finally has a win to keep. It belongs to him in Baku, our 16th different winner of the year. His first win this season. Finally on the streets, it's Verschoor. And on the podium, he'll be joined by Victor Martins and Kimi Antonelli. 4th career win, first this season for Richard Verschoor. Victor Martins will join him on the podium. Reduced points on the right-hand side of your graphic. Kimi Antonelli completes the podium. The new championship leader is Gabriel Bortoleto. And his 98th start in the championship, he is the winner. And it's time for a bit of the bubbly. It might only be 2 minutes to 1, but why not? In the sunshine of Baku, they had to work for it. Formula 2 is racing in Qatar. Good launch off the line, despite the difference in tyre compound for Oliver Bearman. Got exactly the launch that he was looking for. He leads into turn number 1. Now it's about firing up that tyre as Victor Martins puts the pressure on Hadjar, but it's Bearman. Then we find ourselves with an improvement for Victor Martins as Goethe goes backwards. He was noted for his improvement of starts by Hadjar on the formation lap, but it's a couple of positions lost, and then going forward is Crawford, going forward is Verschoor as they try to work out the order in the opening sector of the race.
Yeah, Verschoor pressuring Crawford as they make their way through turns 4 and 5. There's Gabriel Bortoleto trying to make his way around the outside. Bit of rocket start from Victor Martins, up from 7th on the grid to 3rd in the race.
This is for the race lead, but it's tight there. What a picture that is, looking back from Oliver Bearman, nearly being nudged through the corner by one of our championship contenders, Isaac Hadjar. Soaring left, soaring right, soaring through to take the lead. The man second in the points fights his way by. He makes use of that medium rubber, and the gamble of the tyres rewards him with P1 in the race. Bortoletto's getting past Goethe, and he's not the only one. Beganovic on debut, able to get through. Bortoletto now up to 7th, Beganovic up to P8.
Nice move from Bortoletto. Beganovic continues what is a really impressive debut, though, behind the wheel of a Formula 2 car. Bit of damage from Miata, and is that an issue? Is that an issue for the Red Bull liveried machine? Yeah,
Goethe, who started this one third on the grid, and it is a clear old-school failure for Oliver Goethe, whose MP Motorsport car has been painted from orange to the Red Bull livery, but he'll go no further than lap 5 of 23 to bring out the yellow flags. Good run for Crawford, best run he's had so far in the sprint race, going all the way to the inside and won't see the door open for him. Big commitment from both drivers. Defence from Victor Martins, attack from Crawford. They're still in the same order.
The virtual safety car's deployed.
Just to check in, here you go. Change of championship lead as it stands. 25 points on offer tomorrow. It would be Bortoletto's right of reply. He's going from second on the grid tomorrow, but Hadjar, as it stands, taking the championship lead. Oh, and there's a scrap going on between Crawford and Martins, and they'll all make it through. Very tight here once again. Crawford with more confidence, can't find a way by though. He's looking in every direction he can find, and it's going to bring the others behind into play.
Really trying to drive a wide Renault. Victor Martins is struggling with the rear of that car, isn't he? And you can see how much more traction Crawford's got. Looks left, looks right, down the outside of turn 6 it'll be, and surely Martins will run him out of road.
These medium tyres are disappearing. They're disappearing from underneath their drivers. Trying the long way round. Will there be enough room? They are scraping all over the road. Can Crawford finally find a car's width to get by? The answer's no. This continues, and Martin somehow is clinging on to 3rd place as Aaron's trying to improve to 5th.
He ran me off the track. Position back.
Let's focus in on this battle, because Oliver Bearman has, to all intents and purposes, caught Isaac Hadjar as Crawford goes down the outside of Martins.
Finally, Crawford is unleashed. He's waited time and time again, and now he will climb onto the podium if he can build a gap. Martin's superb defence is over now. Martins lost his place on the podium last time around. He's about to lose P4. Richard Verschoor goes all the way around the outside. Bortoletto trying to get past Aaron is so important for the championship, and he's into the gravel, darting back onto the circuit. You can't afford to take too many of those risks with the largest trophy of the season on the line.
Let's have a look what's going on between Aaron. Look to the inside there of Victor Martins, and there was contact, look, right down on the apex.
There's the tap, there's the spin, and there's the moment that took Beganovic out of points on debut.
Idiot.
3 laps to go, driver's title on the line, race lead on the line, late braking move, a great braking move for Oliver Bearman, who's able to take the lead. He threw it to the inside, and that mistake in the final sector gives Bearman the lead. Spin in the background there, spin in the background with the Prema, and Antonelli has contact again. Kushmani, the other car involved, and is there an issue for Hadjar? Because Hadjar appears to have dropped down to 4th position.
Let's see what's gone on with him.
So Hadjar trying to fire it back, slows it down, tries to slow it down. Did he have enough grip underneath him? And round he goes into the gravel, having lost the race lead. A massive moment in the championship battle. It could have been a 5th win of the year, but it's points lost, and he'll just be pleased to still be running in the points.
He's lucky that he didn't just back it up that little bit further into the gravel. This is Maloney then, down the inside. And let's see the contact further back. Antonelli's going to drift wide to try to miss Martins in the middle of the corner, and makes contact with Kushmani right on the apex of turn 1.
Full safety car is out after this race came alive, and what a late move it was for one Prema, another one trying to improve after contact earlier on, and we need the full safety car out.
I didn't realize it was 3 laps to go. I didn't realize. We should have been much more aggressive on the defense. So sorry.
The British driver will see the checkered flag first for the 3rd time this year. Oliver Behrman is the winner in Formula 2, his 7th career victory in the championship.
This is my boy, Grande!
La la la. Good job. And thank you, everyone. I love you guys so much. I'm really gonna miss you.
Oliver Behrman has taken a 3rd win of the year. He's beaten Jack Crawford and Richard Verschoor, our podium tonight. Isaac Hadjar with the spin that took him from 2nd to 4th. Paul Aaron, and then still our championship leader Gabriel Bortoleto. Last of the points, Miata and Maloney. You had to wait a while for that race, but I tell you what, did you expect anything other than Formula 2 back with a bang? We'll see you tomorrow. And Formula 2 is underway in Qatar, and Gabriel Bortoleto is straight up into the lead. A dream getaway and 1st place in the race as our pole sitter's very close under braking there. It's getting very close with Bogdanovic in the mix in the blue dams, but Aaron toughed it out, kept 2nd place. Could have been far worse for him. Now it's Bogdanovic versus Martin as they debate 3rd position. Can the dams keep his foot in and claim the place? Looks like he's got it. He has got it, and it was a great launch off the line and the lead for Bortoleto. And that's the top 6 in the race at the moment. A race that now you see the hard tyre of Miney coming under pressure. Well, it was pressure, it was quick pressure from a driver on the same tyre. So that's an important move for Behrman, who roars past, and Antonelli will try and do the same thing. He's on the medium, so even more important that he does the same thing. Can he do so in the infield?
Antonelli looking up the inside of Miney, gets the job done then, down towards turn 4.
Nice move for the Italian driver. Knew that he'd seen Miney shuffled off the racing line, and now Goethe's trying to do the same thing again. And this is just the hard tyre coming up against the medium, now into temperature range, working really nicely, having had the load applied. Got to be a big moment, this. So through goes Goethe. Hadjar's got to be slightly more careful, but Hadjar's got the track position. And Miney, having been shuffled off the racing line, just had nothing he could do.
Let's push now, let's push and box. Let's push and box.
Now, team championship leaders Invicta wanting to get Bortoleto in. They realise that they need to defend against this undercut. If they're able to get the tyre up to temperature on the medium contact, Antonelli's off.
Antonelli into the gravel trap to bring out the yellow flag.
He broke my steering, mate.
Can you keep going or not?
Oh, it's over.
Oh, you don't want to see that. That's an unsafe release for Verschoor. And this is Antonelli. Here we go. So this is the moment that took Antonelli out.
Oh, so yeah, steering arm then on the right-hand side, broken for Antonelli, and he's going to make his way down to the early phase of the lap and find the car won't turn for him.
Let's get a replay of this.
Okay, stay out. Were you inside or outside? I think inside, mate.
Essentially what he's done there is, instead of losing 30 seconds by having to pit twice, he's going to lose 5 seconds from a potential penalty of bailing out after the bollard. It's a defensive-shaped throne, and the lead held for Oliver Behrman, but Dirksen's feeling mighty brave at the head of the field and will be shown the exit curb. Oh, through the barrier goes Bortoleto to lose a position, and Bortoleto, having a really tough couple of laps, finds himself going through the polystyrene board and dropping down to 7th. Marty was wide. It's going to be a spin, round we go. And this restart lap has been pure chaos. That is such disappointment there. Round goes the Van Amersfoort car of Villa Gomez, and he's spun round. Aaron is getting close to Bortoleto. Look how close this is for the net race lead. Aaron can risk it more, chasing his first win of the campaign, but it's Bortoleto in the yellow car who's chasing the title, and Pepe Marti was the Red Bull liveried car who found himself off in the gravel. What a restart lap this is, but Bortoleto stays ahead. Crawford says the car is broken. The safety car's back out again. Remember, they'll be trying to generate tyre temperature, and he can't do it. He's wide out of the final corner, and Dirksen roars by, but before the start-finish line. He'll argue it was a mistake. He will argue there was no choice, but that's an unusual sight to see, even in Formula 2. Behrman couldn't get the tyre temperature. He drops down initially to second place. Will it be to P3? Miney's trying to get that move done. Browning's getting in the mix as well. He's trying to get past Esterson. He does so. And now he's given the place back. That's the right thing to do. But in trying to give back the lead, he's given up second place. Might even be third. Total chaos on the restart. And still Bortoleto tries to carve his way past Pepe Marti, and he's done so. Incisive moves on this restart. Okay, two moves going on, one Invicta heading forward, one Invicta heading back. Dirksen gets to second place, Bortoleto gets to fourth. And the Brazilian driver hasn't given up on this one now. Can he put cars on old tyres between him and his championship rival and fire up that gap? Because if not, he's going to be under real threat to lose the championship lead with 2 races to go. Kushmine is going to play the team game as he peels in. So they've pulled him in for his mandatory stop. But crucially, he's not going to block any cars. He's not going to create that time window that Bortoleto was so desperate for. And he can see now it's just Browning between him, Aaron and Isaac Hadjar.
Goethe looking up the inside there. A driver in his early stages of his Formula 2 career finds himself in a great position as they go 3 wide. Down towards turn 7.
Look at this! Incredible stuff. Bogdanovic getting to the inside, Goethe getting back through, Browning dropping a couple of places, and that's classic Formula 2.
And this could be an important move for Bortoleto.
Bortoleto going for it. That's a late defence, but Bortoleto is determined to take the place, and he's got it. Brave stuff from Gabriel Bortoleto, and now he will go on the attack for all he's worth. This is the moment to try and build the gap after a brave move to take second place on the road. So Aaron chasing his first win of the season, his first win in Formula 2, gets by, and he'll need to come alive as well. Bortoleto really firing up those cars now, firing up the lap.
Dirksen has pitted out of the way of Hadjar, so that's a big difference in this battle which is going on over the lead of the race out front. So Hadjar will not have to clear now Dirksen, and is free to do the best laps he possibly can with a 2.3 second gap up the road to Aaron.
He's on the limit for the 5 seconds. We need a little bit more if you can, mate. A little bit more. Come on.
This is absolutely brilliant. Bortoleto trying to make a 5-second gap. Hadjar trying to cling on. The gap of 4.3 seconds to the race leader. That time is compared to the race leader. The clock will run out. We'll have 1 lap to go. Aaron trying to stay within 5 seconds. Hadjar trying to stay within 5 seconds. 1 to win the race. 1 to try and outscore his championship rival. What an effort from Gabriel Bortoleto, who had to bail out of stopping. He will cross the line first, but I don't think the gap will be enough. He crosses the line first. Paul Aaron will take the win when the penalty is applied, and Isaac Hadjar will outscore his championship rival. And there's half a point in the Drivers' Championship as we head to Abu Dhabi.
Come on! Come on! Yes! Yes! Yes, we got it! I was suffering at the end. I was really scared. Yes!
Paul Aaron could call himself a race winner. Isaac Hadjar behind Bortoleto on track, but crucially within the 5 seconds. Our 17th different winner of the year in an ultra-competitive championship that goes all the way to the wire in Abu Dhabi. A worthy top 3, and how well does it leave us poised for next week, Alex?
It really does, a worthy top 3.
And Formula 2 goes racing in Yas Marina. Good launch off the line for our pole sitter. Can Pepe Marti get in there and take the lead? What a start that is! An extraordinary getaway from Marti, who got an amazing launch off the line. He'll be delighted with that one as they fight their way through. Let's see, can we see Dirksen make the move on Amaury Cordeel, who's dropped down to second position. He's trying to fight his way through, but a dream getaway for Marti, who goes from 4th on the grid to the lead. But I think second place there is a big opportunity, and Dirksen gets up to P2.
I think there was contact, Alex. Contact for Hadjar in the middle of the pack. Looked to get sandwiched as they went down towards turn 1, and the Red Bull car's missing an end fence, but you've got Cordeal then being attacked from all angles as they head down to 6.
The yellow flag is out. That is Kushmani trying to dive to the inside. Can he make the corner? He takes second place with a late braking move. Second place changes again. Round goes Victor Martins in the middle of the pack. Martins, who had got himself to 5th position, sprays the contenders left and right on the first of 23 laps. This is manic stuff, with Marty having gone from 4th on the grid to the lead, and we're still debating second place that somehow belongs to Kushmani. What on earth has happened on that opening lap? Because he's climbed up to 2nd position, having started 8th on the grid. A wild getaway here. We need to see the condition of Hadjar's car, because Bortoleto finds himself ahead of his rival for the title.
Whoa, sends it down the outside, sitting in P9. Can he turn it into P8? Hadjar has to get out of it on his way through turn 13, but they're still side by side, the 2 Red Bull liveried machines in 14.
Goethe has to back out of it. Goethe does back out of it. Absolutely frenetic on the opening lap.
Here's how it looked from Isaac Hadjar's perspective, and it was a relatively strong getaway, but it's later in the lap as they plunge down the hill, actually.
Yes, damage! Tiny squeezed me to Miata. Oh my god!
Hadjar, who has now climbed up to 10th place. No end plate, no problem. He's on the front foot right now, and he's up against Miata, who faded from the top 3. He's down to 9th out of the points. Into turn 9, up to 9th place for Isaac Hadjar, trying to undo the damage.
Again, Bortoleto trying to overcome the AIX as they head down to 6.
He's going to try the same trick with a different outcome. Another position gained as Bortoleto this time climbs to 4th. He's up 5 places from where he started this one. Behind him, the championship leader, who this time is trying to go the long way round, trying to turn the outside to the inside. He's shuffled his rival off the racing line as they apply the power through 8.
One of the most experienced drivers in this series, sitting in the teams in the championship, but we have seen him out in the lead of races before, though. Bortoleto with a clear DRS pass and up into the podium finishing positions.
DRS open and a climb to 2nd place for Gabriel Bortoleto. Everything going to plan for the Brazilian driver, who is cruising up the field here, and he's taken 2nd position. More points for his championship challenge. It's not going to remain the same now in the battle for 5th place. We're on board with the Estonian driver, Paul Aron. Very nearly contact there for the high-tech ahead of Cordeal as Aron sweeps around the outside. That will become the inside line. That will become 5th place. Dirksen doesn't want to give it up, but it's very tight for the 2 ahead, Alex.
Cordeal then going down the outside of turn 9. He's going to have to go the long way round. Dirksen can't maintain that position, having been off the road. Cordeal with the overspeed, Cordeal with the place as they make their way to the apex of the long left-hander.
Part of the Ferrari Academy for a long time, with Prema for a long time, and he is desperate to improve to 6th. He does improve to 6th. DRS super helpful for him now, and Beganovic trying to follow around the outside to get to the apex first, and he gets through. Now can Hadjar do the same thing? Campos versus Invicta. Maini up against Hadjar, and can Hadjar finally make the improvement to the points? He's been looking for this for so long, and he's got the outside line. Can he claim the position? It's going to be tight between the 2 of them, who made contact at the first turn of the first lap, and finally Hadjar finds himself into the top 8. Can he get to the inside? Beganovic has always hugged that inside line, and it's tough to go all the way around the outside when you're a championship challenger, but that's exactly what Hadjar's trying to do. He doesn't have the grip out there. He tries the up and under. There was a moment for Beganovic, which might mean there's a brave move if Hadjar can pull it off, and he's thinking about the points, and he can't find his way there. But can Beganovic make the corner? He's had his rival off the racing line, corner after corner, and he knows that every point is vital here, but still, Alex, he cannot shift Beganovic from ahead of him on the road.
He cannot just stuff the front suspension into the gap, because if he loses out, he loses everything.
He's defending for his life.
High-tech versus high-tech resolved in favour of Paul Aron, who's got up to 3rd with a fine move. It looks like he's going to be shaping for a move inside line for the high-tech. Can Dirksen breeze around the outside, and they spin! Contact between the two of them, and Behrman is able to take advantage of that. That's a big moment across the board, still ploughing on and arguing it later, but that's massive for Hadjar, who's up to 7th position at least, and still the scrapping continues, and wisely giving Behrman the place. Behrman finds himself in 4th. Final corners of the last lap, and they will be victorious for Pepe Marti. For the first time in Formula 2, Pepe Marti takes the checkered flag first. He wins in F2 for Campos, his first win in the category, and we've had 18 different winners this year. Ultra competitive. Bortoleto comes home in 2nd place to extend his advantage in the Drivers' Championship. Paul Aaron will come home to complete the podium. Bivganovic will break the top 4 in his 3rd Formula 2 race. Behrman will be in 5th. Hadjar will be in 6th position when the 10-second penalty is applied to Miata. The rest of the points include Browning and Verschoor, and the titles go on to the final day. Pepe Marti steps forward to take his maiden win in the championship. Gabriel Bortoleto's 8 points for 2nd place means he's 5.5 ahead going into the final race of the season. An epic season, which now welcomes Pepe Marti to the top step. And it's time for a glug, and it's Pepe Marti's day when Gabriel Bortoleto eked out a gap, Alex, to be the favourite for the title tomorrow, but it's only 5.5 points. And Formula 2 goes racing for the championship. Great start off the line for Bortoleto, who blazes into the lead. Can Hadjar go with him? Miney's putting the pressure on. These two made contact yesterday. Will they make contact again? Invicta 1-2 at this stage. Can Miney get ahead? Massive moment in the championship because Bortoleto's gone. Hadjar keeps his foot in. Hadjar needs this 2nd place to make it a straight fight. Martin's got a terrible start off the line. To turn 5 we go. This is everything. Deep on the brakes goes Kushmaini, and Hadjar will have to respond. Bortoleto is sprinting clear. He's trying to build a gap. This is everything now for Isaac Hadjar. The 20-year-old Frenchman knows he needs to get by if he's got a chance at the title. He goes to the left, he goes to the right. How brave is he feeling on the brakes? Miney's going to hang on to 2nd place, and Bortoleto, Alex, is building an advantage out front. No, hold on.
That's
hold
Marti.
on a minute. It's Marti. And Hadjar has stalled. Extraordinary. Hadjar didn't get off the line, and the title battle as we know it has come to an end.
Yeah, I stalled. I need an explanation, and I can't believe all this hard work for that. The worst moment of my life, like right now.
Yeah, imagine, yeah. Same for me.
Yeah, so we lost him early on. We were so prepared to see that battle, and this is it. The championship stalls out at the very starting line for Hadjar.
And we'll talk you through all the moments, including this one, because it seems to be that the tyres are going the same way. Dirksen trying to go all the way around the outside, and you can only do that if you've got superior grip and a bit of confidence as well, and he didn't have, and taking back the place. Pepe Marti moves up to 3rd position. Miney hangs on to 2nd. Once again, it looks like Miney's tyres fading away, but a genuine stunned moment down there in the F2 pit lane, because this title battle that we thought would go all the way to the last lap has seen Hadjar stall off the line. Bortoleto with the advantage out front, 2.4 seconds. And they do have to make a mandatory pit stop, and Kushmaini will be delighted that the time for him is right about now. Earliest opportunity, they can make their mandatory stops, and they've taken it. Bortoleto continues in the lead.
44-0 for Bortoleto, 44-0. He's gonna box this up. I want to race him, man.
Dirksen gets by as Hadjar is screaming into the wind right now. The frustration of a driver who isn't even able to have a shadow fight for the title. As Bortoleto comes in to make his stop. But Dirksen will still want this race lead, and he's looking to win his second race of the year. He knows Bortoleto won't be worrying about too much, but he'll be worrying about that corner. He goes deep, and that is just tyre temperature, Alex.
Yeah, Bortoleto under a lot of pressure building this tyre in, and now Dirksen is going to have a huge amount of overspeed as they head down to turn 9. Bortoleto choosing to defend the inside line, but is he going to have the tyre temp? No. Huge lock-up from Bortoleto, and Dirksen makes his way around the outside of the longest left-hander of the venue.
Net race lead for Joshua Dirksen. This is Victor Martins, Joshua Dirksen, and that is a big moment out of the pit lane.
He was wide in the pit lane exit as well, crossing the white line on the outside of the pit lane. Sometimes Race Direction take a dim view of that, and the gearbox manufacturer will be taking a dim view of that. Dirksen firing the car into the air, and that the pressure of trying to catch up with Bortoleto, but he still managed to do so. Bortoleto taking a long time to get those tyres up to temperature, perhaps pressured for the longer run in terms of the air in the tyre, and should come back to him later in the stint.
And Victor Martins laid on the brakes into turn 12 and firing his way through. Another move, this time Richard Verschoor to the inside, and the Dutch driver manages to get by, and that is easily done. Another position gained, and that is for the lead on track. Pepe Marti out of the way, and for those who haven't stopped, now the race lead for Richard Verschoor. Pepe Marti in second place, Cordelius third, Esterson is in fourth. Marti's trying to come back though further ahead as Gabriel Bortoleto trying to fire through, and he does fire through. That's past the AIX of Shields.
As Aaron looks down the inside.
Late lunchtime for Paul Aaron, who's gone on the attack today, and that is a bold move for fourth position. He's past Browning, and he's trying to catch up those who are leading on track at the moment. These cars battling out front, yet to make their stops. The position that you want here is the inside. The position being defended is the inside. Roaring around the outside, though, to take the place. Gabriel Bortoleto, our champion-to-be, up to second position. Has he got enough time to close down Dirksen and celebrate his title from the top step? On to the final lap as we have Martins wide on the left-hand side. Martins hanging on to a podium, but he's only a 10th ahead, and you don't see many moves into turn number 1, but Richard Verschoor's trying one, and he's turned it into a traction race. He's turned it into a podium on the last lap of the season. Dirksen is on his way to win the race, and Bortoleto's on his way to win the title. The Paraguayan driver will look up and see the checkered flag first. Joshua Dirksen wins a feature race for the first time in Formula 2, but the moment has arrived for the Brazilian driver. Gabriel Bortoleto is the Formula 2 champion of 2024. Back-to-back titles in F3 and F2 for the boy from Brazil. He's heading to Formula 1 as the champion. The Formula 2 championship belongs to the roaring Gabriel Bortoleto.
Into the arms of supporters and family.
These scenes speak for themselves. And there's Fernando Alonso, whose management company looks after the man who's won the title. Joshua Dirksen taking the win, he's first in the feature race. Gabriel Bortoleto second. He'd already won the title after Isaac Hadjar stalled at the start. A season like no other ends with Paraguay in full song. 2024 in Formula 2 belongs to Gabriel Bortoleto. It is time to start the celebrations. South American podium moment for Paraguay, for Brazil. One driver forging his path, and one driver who's conquered them all.